eyes, leave it all behind. So open your mind and realize that your beautiful world could take my life. And I'm sinking under, drowning faster. Please just let me breathe. The air is leaving and I'm lost in need of you again. You break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. So many years have passed the day since we fell in love and promised we'd never separate. But it seems the time has come that you run my life with no hope to fight and no time to hide. And I'm sinking under, drowning faster. Please just let me breathe. The air is leaving and I'm lost in need of you again. You break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. To a code we all swore, for this life we have chosen. We are the soldiers to a common war we fight. To this passion of love we may fair and die. I'm slipping further, we're falling faster. You're growing stronger. Let God grow weaker and I know. You break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. Behind said Isaac said goodbyes. Will we fall back again? Then die as Romeo and Juliet. Standing at the crossroads between a life and a little end, and there's no turning back. Once it's in, it's down to dirty needles again. And now you're chasing and dreams, and you can't stop the craving. It's always war. This place is full of runaways. There's a symphony when you're listening to the one, two, on the streets. There's a symphony when you're listening to the one, two, on the streets.
Mr. Prof, can you hear me, my good sir?
Yee.
Yee. Well, that was a sound rather than a word, but guys are going to hear a lot of words from us tonight. It is VS Gaming Masters. It is, what is it, round 6? Yeah, it's round 6.
It depends who you're asking, because for xTc it's round 7, and for Goliath it's round 6.
Yeah, that is curious, but I'm also curious to see what they actually do here. So, welcome to all of you guys who've joined us. Really appreciate you guys being here. It's myself, xTreams, and Profeci bringing you this game. This is the map choice of Goliath Gaming. We're going to be going to Mirage next, and then Overpass if that's the decider. It's the pistol round right now, and it's the last game for xTc in the league. But Viking going in first here, looking for a fight, and he finds it, including a headshot, and he should be able to catch the next player. Does actually drops him with a headshot.
Yeah, Stigalish is going to go down there, and that means that B site is completely open for business for xTc here. Didn't have a great game last night, starting it off in the perfect situation tonight, as they're going to remove goals as well. Zip pitching up early with that fantastic shot there. It's all on Nefon and Deviant. They do have a kit, so have some time, but xTc are in perfect after plant positions here.
Much better than what we saw yesterday on this map out of xTc, but there's a quick couple of kills coming in for Goliath Gaming, bringing it back into a 3v2, and they do have the kit on Deviant.
That they do. Still got to find two more players, and what the hell just happened there? Somehow Neff and Deviant win a huge round. Still up to Zip. He's got to check. Does he win the fight? That'll give him enough time to know that there's no way that Neff can win this, and Neff, he does get the kill, but he is almost certainly going down here, and at the end of the day, Zip and xTc pick up their first round.
Jeez, that was almost too cute out of them going for the little stack there on top of each other and just not checking behind them, unfortunately. I don't know why they didn't consider that a player would come through backstage.
Especially because they knew the two players were alive. They knew at the very least where one wasn't, they had a player in Banana, so maybe xTc just overthinking it and almost coming a scupper as a result. Either way, xTc does pick up their first round. That is pretty early in relation to what they had last night, and last night I think is probably not going to be talked about in the xTc team speak tonight.
Jeez, it was painful. I did watch most of it, and I wish I hadn't.
Yeah, it's a night to forget for the boys of xTc. It came in with, I mean, not, well, let's just say they came in with a better hype as justified, and got duly spanked 16-2 by White Raven Games, so not a night they would like to repeat. Viking, though, he's certainly not in that kind of mood, and he's doing some damage there to goals.
Yeah, he had a great start, yeah, and you just felt like well, there's a kill coming in for Zin on that game versus WOG. They just never really kicked into second gear. It just felt like they were taking one-up fights and just not playing as a team like we know they actually can and usually do.
Yeah, Stikalish is the sub for tonight. He's in position to get some huge kills. He's going to get one and fall back, but that does cause major problems with the xTc backlines. It means that they can now push up aggressively, can Goliath, and actually stack the side. xTc, they're going to commit to the A side, and I mean, at this point they should know that that's a possibility. Nefon guns down 2 with the MP9, and it's all up to Zin in a 1 versus 3. He does have the bomb, and he realizes that the B side must be open for business. He's going to make his way there. So he's going to fake it out, see.
Oh, geez, this is risky out of Zin, but it might be a masterstroke. He takes a dink instantly. Now, he's not actually going to plant instantly there. He was thinking maybe he might still catch somebody towards him. But the problem for him is 19 HP. He might have an AK. He has to ace here with no HP, basically.
And now he has to commit to the plant. So this is definitely the end of him.
Yep. And as predicted, Neff with a triple kill in that round with an MP9. And it was long range too. Obviously, Stickerlish doing a lot of damage with that wrap off B. And for xTc, why did they have nobody holding Banana?
Yeah, that was very, very weird. Committing way too early to the A site, and Goliath, I mean, they are an aggressive team. They will get into positions like that. They will push aggressively, and Stikalish, I mean, hero of the round. Got to give it to Nefon, though. He did all of the hard work. Stikalish gave him the info.
Yeah, well, there was actually a series of odd decisions out of xTc there after they... Oh, I think I've just dropped. Well, my game anyway. Sorry about that, guys. Let's should I find a screen that's prettier? Let's see, a VS Gaming log. How about that? You guys can look at that for a second while Counter-Strike unsticks itself. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, we are on a pause, so you're not going to miss anything, thankfully.
Yeah, Maska has joined. They're just sorting out who's getting what, and xTc will be At the moment, a bit of a weird buy. Zip's actually gone below 2k, but he's got a lot of utility, upgraded pistols, and only one set of armor on Spaz. So it's something of a save, but it's a dangerous save because they do still have quite a bit of utility on hand.
Come on, OBS. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. For some reason, Counter-Strike crashed. It never happens. This game's so stable. Nothing broken about it.
Not at all. And, Massacre and friends will just fall back into fairly default positions. Early movement towards the B site for Goliath. That'll actually be Nefon looking to be the rotator there as Goals holds the Archer's side.
And again, for all of you who've just joined us, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys being here. VS Masters round 6, last game for xTc Goliath. Still got a few to go. They want to close this out, of course, and close the gap, actually. But closing the gap are those T players trying to get up close, but they're not going to get anything. 4 of them mowed down before Zip finally replies, and he's got no armor, so you got to think he's not going to be around for much longer.
No, he's going to have to work some magic. Does have the PT50, so it's not beyond the realms of possibility to win this, but super, super unlikely. And Goals is going to pre-fire around the corner and just deck Zips it.
He pre-fired me, guys. That's what happens
just
in
knows,
matchmaking.
boys, just knows.
He just knows. Of course knows the angle. Experienced player, 2-1. And all Goals and the rest of his experienced teammates. Aside from Stickerlish, I guess he's got some hours in CS, but he's actually a Dota player. So they are playing with a sub. And with the sub, they managed to beat Online Kingdom 2-0 the other day. So I think it's an opportunity for xTc. Yeah, I thought that shot was going to land. But after the beating they took yesterday, do you think they can pick themselves up?
I think they certainly can. They played like terribly last night, so there's definitely, any form of improvement is improvement over what we saw last night, especially in that first game. Looked a bit better on Mirage, which was their pick, but still a rough one as Neff is going to time, not correctly though, with that AWP, and he's holding pretty close angle there. Ideally, you'd have somebody backing him up, but Devent is pushing aggressively ahead here as Goals looks to just shut down the push.
Nice use of utility to slow them down. There's a smoke and a molly that goes down to stop them from pushing their past diggity. Because I heard that word enough last weekend.
That's because the entirety of the map is diggity.
Yep. Including ducky, as we would call it in South Africa. Or lane in America, right?
I've heard quad, I've heard short, I've heard many different things.
Jeez, all these names. And there's somebody taking some names. Spaz gets himself goals.
Yeah, what a name to pick up as well. IGL of Goliath goes down, and that should give xTc quite a bit more room to maneuver here, as Goliath will have to worry about the wrap through the Archer side.
Shot in the back. Traitorous shot, but very good nonetheless. Follows it up with another one. Is he going to go for more fights here? In fact, Spaz might be one of the last surviving bastions for his team. Coming on the wraparound, and he's going to go down there. I just thought as the first two went down, as they came through balcony there, it was pretty much lost.
Yeah, that was, just oddly delayed by xTc. They got the kill on Goals. You'd expect them to just maybe move a little bit faster, get somebody going on the wrap, but they all decided to go towards the short area, and to be honest, not a hell of a lot happened. Sort of ran directly into Nefon, and it's good to see Nefon AWPing again. He used to be quite a prolific AWP, and has of late just sort of I wouldn't say fallen off on the AWP, but just hasn't picked it up as much.
Yeah, you got to fancy the Goliath players, though, to pick up plenty of kills this round, considering they're facing players who largely don't have armor here. They've still got weapons that can sting, but this should be pretty much in the bag. One has to think, right?
Yeah, should be in the bag.
Should be in the bag. Of course, Counter-Strike sometimes conspires to wreck our predictions completely, and I'm totally okay with that. Keeps it interesting, right?
But it does. Oh, Zip gets his head popped there by Stickerlish, and it's not going to be an enjoyable sequence of events. Spaz going to try and make something happen, as is Crick. Neither of them is succeeding as yet. Masker goes down to Spaz, but Goals is on hand to right the wrongs.
They're very confident in his pistol there. Of course, he knows he's facing players that are, not as strong as they would otherwise be if they had a full buy. But at this sort of range, I was going to say, Zin could maybe find a cheeky headshot, but the aim punch will undo him. That's a kill for Deviant and another round there for Goliath Gaming. So 4-1 here, VS Masters, last game for xTc, and I think they really need to win this to keep themselves in the top half of the field.
Yeah, they haven't looked great, or certainly not as good as they did last leg. And Goliath, I mean, they have lost a single game that was to Lead Pro. I mean, not the end of the world. They are still playing with a stand-in, so as long as they get into that top 2, top 3, they should be fine. And they do still have their big game against Goliath. That'll be, not Goliath, sorry, Big 5. And Zin is going big for the first time.
Gets himself a nice kill there. Zip, though, pretty low on the 9 HP. I actually thought that flash flew past the... Who was that? Goals in middle. He wasn't actually flashed. That's what kind of makes it interesting is Zin got the kill while he was flashed by his own team's flash.
That was an extraordinarily complicated sequence of events to describe. Either way, what it does result in is a 5 versus 4. Zip on 9 HP. But Goliath, 1 player down.
The hammer comes out, and that's Viking who's going to go down. Thor's hammer couldn't have saved him there.
No, it could not. So...
Damn you,
Massacre.
Penguin, for watching Thor today. Telling us all about it on our Skype group, eh?
I just ignore him most days. That's how I've always found the best idea. Interesting that we've got Goliath running the double AWP setup, 1 on Massacre, 1 on Nefon.
Molly going to go down and might actually claim a victim there. Zip decides to stick around and not actually run through that, but they are pressuring him here. Could potentially help them get through. And Zin with an entry there. Very nice work from him to adjust the Sticklish. Sticklish probably need to do a little bit more there. Whew.
Yeah, those miss smokes do allow Masker to get 1 kill. And Deviant is pushing up behind. Crick is aware of the problem though and solves it pretty damn quickly. Nefon, close range with that AWP. He is looking deadly tonight. Picks up yet another one, 2 for the round. He's going to need to go pretty ham to get this to get the rest. We'll need to grab the last 2 to pull it through for his team. Does have a kit, so got some time, but Crick has the angle, and that's going to win it out over the Goliath AWPer.
Well, finally some good work coming in towards the end, but as you said, the missed smokes nearly costing them rather greatly there. And a bit of a confused round, I'd say. Definitely not the level of smoothness, shall I say, on a side hit that I'm used to out of xTc, but again... More of what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, more of what we saw yesterday. I mean, it's the same rounds that xTc got in yesterday's game, so hey, they can be happy with that. Sticklish is not going to be involved in the early situations here, but it is interesting that they are leaving him alone on the B side. I would have thought that perhaps they'd move him to A side where it's a little bit easier. B side is a incredibly tricky site to lock down as the anchor for it, so Goliath obviously placing quite a bit of trust in their sub.
Yeah, I think that's an encouraging sign as well, that they're actually giving him some responsibility, because you'll see a lot of teams with subs who'll just sort of use him as a body bag, you know, go in first, die, bait.
Oh, that's almost certainly his job on T side.
Oh, he's going to do that on T side, but even on CT side, they'll often use that sort of player to get information and get kills off of, because they don't think he's actually going to be able to do anything on the bomb side. Example, I guess, would be the ESEA semi-final in Season 26 with Energy and the analyst playing for them back then.
Yeah, that was a rough one. What is rough as well? Yeah, felt like he did. Goals just quicker on the trigger finger and brings down Viking. This is a bit of a sticky situation for xTc as they're about to lose a second player here if Goals is going to line up. Crick, he does indeed. Puts him in a body bag as well, and xTc now forced to make a play. They don't have much time though. Skull's almost going to get caught out, but quick movement saves him this time. xTc on the wrap. They need to get a lot more done. They do remove the pit player. That's a huge one to get. Zin is on the wrap. He's going to get 2, and all of a sudden the A site is open for xTc and potential wins.
Sticklish now on the wrap around there through lane, and he gets himself a kill. They know that Spaz is in the site, and Spaz needs to land a shot instantly, and he's not going to be able to do it. That's Sticklish doing fantastic work there, the sub. He's a Dota player, but apparently he can move his mouse pretty quickly too. Yeah,
it was actually very clever there, the way he moved in. Just baited out the spray and then walked into it and shot Spaz.
Yeah, so that was actually a pretty crucial round there, considering you saw Goliath Gaming didn't really even have any utility there. If they'd lost that round, I think they'd be in a bit of trouble, and I think xTc again making harder work of it than they needed to, moving one at a time rather than together. When they finally hit the site together at the end there, it seemed to work a little better. But still, not what I'm used to from them. And Goliath, on the other hand, doing what they need to do and doing it well. Oh, carpet bombing.
Yeah, seems like my CSGO has crashed now.
Oh, wow. So we seem to be trading crashes, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Gol's doing a goal special, running down mid here and getting aggressive towards ramp. And he's going to profit from it handsomely. Gets himself 2 kills there. Deviant also watching his back here. Crick not going to get anywhere with that. So very clean work out of Goliath Gaming. They're keeping everybody alive. And Gol's a.k.a. Mouse Sports captain Chris J with the MP7 there.
Yeah, it is a pretty deadly gun at close range, and hasn't looked too shabby in recent times, especially in the hands of Chris J, the Gold's doppelganger.
Jeez, it is actually eerie. Goals just needs to start AWPing, then, you know, speaking with a slightly different accent, I think he could pull it off, eh? Oh, best nade ever. So nobody trying anything too quick in this round again. Quite passive, although ZipZip's got a fair bit of control here. And he might catch Thickilish off if he picks his timing correctly, and he does actually. Massacre under a bit of pressure, but it doesn't look like ZipZip's going to push him just yet. So rotation possibly coming in, but they're not committing to this. I think Goliath have kind of sniffed this out as well, because they're not getting much response towards Massacre in the site. So they're just going to double up 2-on-2, but the bomb is still all the way back towards spawn.
Golds are spotting a couple of players and getting a single kill there, and that should give the news that xTc is on the charge towards the A side Golds. Realizing that they don't really have any control of the Archer side, so need to make some level of information play there.
Hey, Kiri, Hackam actually left Goliath end of last leg, actually, so they made the change, but they haven't officially adopted a 5th yet. So this is actually Thickilish as a sub, and I think they've also played with Style as well at one point. Or
yeah, the coach. I know that they're running trials at the moment. Hackham's last game was the ESEA semi-final.
Yeah, so that's actually quite some time ago. Meanwhile, what's happening right at this particular time is a site hit coming in here. Smoke is down. The nade might do a little bit of damage. Through the smoke, Neff is blasting away. Meanwhile, ZipZip, he actually had the bomb there. That could have been disastrous if he died, but he got the kill. And Neff with a really nice shot from the dig there. Post-plant situation.
Well, Crick again with the passive angles, and he's going to catch Deviant out for the second time on that rotate. Zin, though, is going to walk directly into the AWP. And he's spamming through the smoke. Goals will go down. Trying to be a little bit too tricky there. Neff, is he going to try something similar? He's not actually holding it though. Crick, it's all on him. Does he have nerves of steel? He's just holding it down. And Neffan is not going to hold it. Does Crick spot him? And
oh no!
Neff's going to run out of ammo. What the hell's going on here? Crick needs to make something happen. He's going to spot Neffan once again. And he's going to win with a Glock at range.
Unbelievable stuff coming out there. That was just nuts. I think both a bunch of skill being displayed and a comedy of errors leading to a rather awkward exchange in the end. But Crick, he's the man who wins it. Yeah,
Neff must be ruining the fact that he spammed a couple of deagle shots through the smoke earlier there. So that is actually what cost him. If he'd had a single bullet, I think he probably wins that against Crick.
Crazy stuff, and that's going to be the 3rd round there for xTc. Still much better than we saw out of them on the map yesterday at this point. I think it was 10-0 before they got around against WRG, yeah?
Yeah, it was 13-2 at the half as well, so definitely something that xTc don't want to repeat. It was also on the CT side, which is a lot favored. Thickilish is going to take a fight with ZipZip, and that is not a good idea tonight, as he brings down the sub. Viking is going to pick up 2nd as well. And all of a sudden, it's a 3 versus 4. One player is on low HP, but xTc has pretty big control of the area.
Zins maybe found himself an in into the side. Shoots Neff in the back, and somehow it all gets really confused here. Goals is towards the middle, and he might actually catch Zips if he does, and that's actually the bomb. This is just getting crazy here. Everybody running around. Nobody aware of where their opponents are, and Massacre might find himself something here too, but he gets spotted out. I think if he had any other gun, Crick was going down.
Yeah, he just gets a little bit unlucky there. Massacre is going to make the right call though and make the play towards B. He understands that is almost certainly where xTc is going. Crick and Zin are going to lead the charge into the site. And now it is all up to Massacre. He's got himself an MP9 and a kit. Doesn't have a lot of time though, and no utility to work with.
Oh, and Zin gets utterly shorted upon, shall we say there, as Massacre comes around the corner with the MP9. I used a bad word, I'm sorry guys. Is that a bad word? Massacre though, is he going to end up saying a bad word here, or is he going to win the round? He does have a kit, and Zin playing it really patiently here, toying with his emotions, and well, toying with his cranium there with a 5.56mm bullet to the skull.
Yes, and that is nerves of steel. He had to make absolutely certain that Massacre wasn't sticking that bomb. And, I mean, takes the gamble. Massacre clearly wanted to take the fight. Maybe Zin knows a little bit more than we do. But, I mean, Massacre had that if he just held it down. Zin didn't actually check.
Yeah, so those are some nerves of steel that came out there. But the former endgame leader and current captain there doing some fantastic work, bringing it to 6-4. And that's also going to be Goliath Gaming on the pistols.
That it is, and this should be an easy round win for xTc here, and they'll definitely be looking to pick up as many rounds on the T side as the CT sided map, but it is also the map possible, obviously, so xTc will be desperate to pick up a win here tonight.
We have seen xTc with previous lineups pick this map quite a bit, but it hasn't seemed to really be in their wheelhouse quite so much lately. Spaz don't need no wheelhouse though. Don't need Deviant either.
Nope. Deviant is moved from play. Has his Sticklish. Massacre is getting sneaky and he's been spotted. Zip is in no mood for games and will remove him as well. So looks like it's going to be 5 for xTc. Goliath only have one remaining player. That'll be Nefon with a deal and armor. He's almost certainly going to be saving that.
I feel like there's a missed opportunity from Zip there. He's been carrying a Zeus all this time. Should have been going into apps there with that thing, man. I guess he's not Black Poison now. You know when Black Poison's got one of those, somebody's going to die, right?
When Black Poison has anything, people tend to die, dude.
This is true. Of course, no Black Poison in VS Masters. Energy not actually here, but there might be soon in the form of their academy team. The former Skeletons Again team was actually picked up. I think it was yesterday, actually. By Energy as the academy side, and it looks like they're probably going to get promoted to Masters. Oh, where did that be? The main Energy team isn't in Masters, and the academy team might very well be.
Yeah, well, what is also going to happen is Nefon's going to get gunned down, so couldn't get it far enough away. xTc does pick him up, but yeah, I mean, that Skeletons Again team is another one of those dangerous teams. I think they also, what did they make? I think was it they made quarterfinals, I think, of ESEA.
Yeah, quarterfinals, but they actually finished third on the log, so they were one of the best teams. I think they also, who did they beat? They beat one of the top two.
I think they lost in the quarterfinals 2-1 to this xTc squad. So
yeah, they did. Which
certainly not a bad team at all.
Also contributed to us thinking xTc is pretty good, right? Because they made a very deep run in ESEA.
Yeah, they made a very deep run in ESEA. I think they came third in last leg of Masters. So that's what I said last night was it just looked like a massive aberration. Nobody really pitched up. Zin and Zip were essentially anonymous on the map. And if you look at it tonight, Zin and Zip have both pitched up. And once those two are going, they're a handful for just about any team in South Africa.
What is this? Lag Beast in the chat? If you're still here, Mr. Laggy, hello, greetings to you. I didn't actually notice you in chat. My apologies. Our comrade in arms, we didn't actually extend our arms, but Goals is extending his arms thanks to that flash receiving Viking there. Rather gladly. Deviant, he might catch himself a kill on Zin. Zin standing in the smoke, but he knows exactly where he is. Crick now with the sting in the tail coming through the apps. And they're squeezing on the site, but Neff is here, and he's here to shut it down. Great work out of Neff. Double kill from him there. Goals also with the double kill there towards Arch. And they're just not finding anything on that A side.
No, they aren't. I mean, great team play there by Goliath with Goals falling into the A site and just allowing Deviant that long angle to shoot him out with the M4. So doing huge damage there, but nobody covering Deviant in the pit, unfortunately. Either way, Goals and Nefon on hand to clean things up at the end of the day. And Goliath looked to be on course for winning the half, but xTc does still have a thing or two to say about that.
Yeah, they've still got some opportunities as well. If they can hit 6, they'd probably feel fairly confident in CT that they can grind this out. But again, based on yesterday, maybe they need more than 6.
Yeah, that CD side was not a good look for the boys of xTc. Goliath will grab themselves a zip.
You can see Zin is concerned that they might have pushed down Banana as well, because he doesn't actually have that information.
That has been a common play from Goliath as well. They've been very aggressive down the B area, particularly in the position of Sticklish.
Nef actually gets tagged pretty low. They're 34 HP, so that could maybe be a factor later in the round. There's still plenty of time here, though, and I don't really know yet where they're going to go. I think Zin's trying to throw a fake a little bit, probably B.
It seems to have worked. Goliath was baiting on a B, and the flashes have pulled him back to A, so as xTc can get in here, they should be in with a pretty good, pretty advantageous situation. Sticklish is going to get 1. He's not going to get any more, though. It does huge damage to Viking. It's still a bit of a sticky situation for xTc. They need to get through.
Well, Viking is low. He actually comes off the plant there because he's worried about getting spammed down. Teammates finally come in to help him, and the bomb plant goes down. But in a 4v3 situation, 2 players really low here as well. I don't think they're going to be around for much longer with Deviant coming in from behind. Viking needs to hit an instant headshot essentially here, or else this round is pretty much done, I'd say. And he doesn't. Zin, though, does get a kill, and he does have some HP to work with. And these players for Goliath are a bit low. And then they're not. They're still low, but they've laid low xTc. I kind of expected Zin to do a bit more there.
Yeah, he got 1 kill, but I think the flashes just ended up doing him in there. Deviant doing a good job at baiting out the kills.
Yeah, some nice work on the rotate through Banana there. It's round 14, second last round, 8-5 here. They did get the bomb plant, but the economy's still under some pressure here for xTc. That would be Team B, if you're wondering which one is which there. And, well, for them, got a couple of good performers there, but it's actually somewhat concerning to see their entry fragger on 3 kills. He's just not having any luck.
No, he's not. And, I mean, I said Zin and Zip didn't do much last night. They're doing a lot tonight, but the rest of the team seems to have fallen off a little bit. And Goliath, Nefon and Goals are, for the most part, carrying the team, although it is largely a team effort as well. Nefon looking very, very good tonight, though.
20-6, and he's been playing that close position on top of the box there, facing Plant on A, and he's been wreaking some havoc. Even with an AWP in that position, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, he's looked very, very deadly tonight, as Zip just takes a bit of damage from the deagle of Sticklish there. And this is unfortunately the job of the stand-in, is that as soon as you get any sort of weaponry that the better players on the team need, you got to drop it over.
Yep. That's how it's going to work, undoubtedly. Kind of reminds me of Zeus there for Team Liquid at the Boston Major. Poor guy always had a CZ. Whew, Nef on 3 HP. Don't know what's actually happened there. But a beautiful headshot from Craig. He absolutely drops him. Well, 6 feet under there, Sticklish. That's going to be the B-bomb site in their control. Bomb should go down as well as it does. Haven't really managed to recover much in the way of weaponry, though, because, of course, Sticklish only had a deagle.
Oh, Zin's turning things around here. Gets a second kill, but Massacre is on hand to shut down any sort of ideas that they had. Zip does get the kill on him, and Zip is now left in a 2 versus 1. He's got Nefon and Deviant to find. Does have upgraded weaponry, and Nefon's on low HP. He'll go down, though. Does Deviant stick the bomb? It looks like he is just going to stick the defuse, and Zip is holding a little bit too long. And that will be that. 9-5, Deviant with the clutch play there. It's not going to happen again. It's too many times that they've lost clutches in that situation.
Tell you what, I'm not playing chicken with Zip if we're driving cars head-to-head at each other, man. I'm going to bail out, because that guy's got, well, he's got a steely-eyed gaze, just holds his ground. Unfortunately, in that circumstance, it didn't work out for him. But usually that's actually the right call.
Yeah, that is usually the right call. There's Spaz, though, is the AWPer for this round. Spawn-based, perhaps?
Yeah, we saw him actually for Big 5 in the end of his time with Big 5 that he actually AWPed quite a bit there, which was unexpected, but it seemed to be fairly effective. So he does have some experience with the AWP, but not fancied as a primary AWPer, though, and maybe that was a little close.
Yeah, Nade does some damage to Zip's toes there, as xTc looks to find some sort of entrance. They don't have a ton of utility, We'll obviously try to save most of it for an execute. They focused a lot more on the B site, obviously, this round, or in this map, knowing that Sticklish is the stand-in on that area.
In the anti-flash position, but Zip didn't actually see him. Spaz, though, does see him. The problem with that position is you actually need a teammate close to support you. Massacre not there then, but he is there now, and he gets himself a double kill. That's some stellar work out of him.
Yeah, they do kill a player on the Archer side. Zin is not going to win the second one, though. That's Deviant getting the kill there. Crick, he's got the timing. Does he have the angle? He does eventually get it, but he's not in a great situation now, and Deviant is in no mood to have difficult questions asked of him. Brings him down. Viking, the last remaining player, will try and get the bomb plant down, but it's difficult. He's got a molly that'll force him off position. He's got a smoke as well that'll cover him. Does he suspect both players coming from the same angle? Does he need to move? He's not going to win the first fight. That'll be Massacre getting the win at the end of the day in 10-5.
10-5 indeed. So great half out of the CTs there. I've seen a bunch of them time out. So actually 2 of them time out. I think Sticklish and Goals do play from the Goliath gaming. Is it a gaming house? I don't think it's a gaming house,
Yes.
but like, is it a gaming center?
Gaming room, let's put it that way.
Okay, well, we're Goliath HQ. I think they're playing together
Yes.
there, so I hope their internet hasn't completely died and it's just a timeout. Let's hope we do see them back. 10-5 in the meantime, and the one thing to talk about here is Nefan's score. Look at that.
Yeah, beastly tonight. And really, really good looking score there. Just a little bit of update on the other game going on tonight, guys. It is, I think it's Big 5 versus OK Online Kingdom. It's 9-6. Big 5's pick of Inferno in favor of Big 5.
Was that CT side or?
I'm not actually 100% certain. I do believe it would have started CT for Big 5.
Mr. Laggy, I see you are back. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Hugs and kisses, bro. We did the hug thing at least at the VS Gaming Festival over the weekend. I didn't do the kiss because his wife was there and I thought it would be awkward. I think I made a good call.
Let's be real. Should we just, like do that Spartan kick? Just kick you into the well.
Yeah. That's wouldn't have worked. Wouldn't have worked at all. Pretty cool event though. Enjoyed it. There's a video coming out tomorrow actually about it that I made, so I know about it. Subtle plug, humble brag, all of that.
You forgot sellout.
Sellout. I am totally a sellout. You give me money and I'll happily do whatever you like that is within the realm of Counter-Strike.
You see, that got very dark right before you ended with within the realm of Counter-Strike.
I put the pause in as well, man, just to add a little bit of emphasis. Like, what could he possibly say, or is he done? No, I wasn't done, thank goodness. So let's hope we get these Goliath players back, okay? One of them back, Massacre. He does seem to be a serial disconnector and reconnector, though. Every time I cast Goliath, he leaves like 4 or 5 times a game, so maybe he has a bit of internet issues in general.
Yeah, clearly the internet gods are not kind.
Hackham is in a galaxy less complicated. That's pretty sharp. And Luca, how's it, man? Good to see you here. It is a giant gaming house. I wasn't actually sure if it was a gaming house or not because they've never really presented it as such. Like with White Rabbit, they had the whole sort of launch event and cameras roving around. I've only ever really seen pictures of the gaming room, so I just assumed it was a room at somebody else's house or something like that, But good to know.
or an office or something.
Cool. It looks like everybody's back, so we are probably just about to get going again. Of course, 10-5. This is the last game for xTc this season, so for them, probably just wanting to solidify their place in the top half of the field more than anything else. We look at the actual log; they're sitting there in third. Only one more game to go, so they could add 3 points here, which is basically the best that they can hope for.
Yeah. You just want to stay out of the bottom 2 spots because those are relegation spots. You don't want to get into that situation, especially not with the new energy lineup popping up soon.
Yes, indeed. So if we go here, second half T side for Goliath Gaming. They're of course Team A. As paradoxical and confusing as that may be, but they are there. And Neff has been on an absolute tear, but he's not going to be on a tear as he gets his head torn off.
Yeah, Spaz doing huge work there with that fantastic single shot. Deviant up close on the short area. And they're just going to actually just swamp the CT spawn area. Doesn't have the angle. He does have the angle, but he doesn't have the bullets. Goals does. That will remove him. Spaz hit a wonderful shot. He's going to hit another wonderful fadeaway on Massacre. That gives them the smallest of chances here. Viking has a whole world of work to do. Can he do it? Can he buy enough time for his team? He can. He gets the first one. Goals gets a second, but Zip Zip is on hand, and it's all up to the old master Deviant. Can he win what is essentially an impossible round?
Turns out it was rather impossible, unfortunately for him. But Spaz, those 2 headshots that he got, I think that probably won the round for them, eh?
Yeah, if he doesn't get Massacre, the Massacre can hold off the rotates for long enough that it makes it very, very difficult for the rest of xTc to help out Viking in time. And I mean, Viking did some good work, got the single trade out, which again, it's just buying a couple of seconds there for the xTc boys to get in. And I mean, that's 2 pistols won. Last time it didn't go so well in the next round for xTc. Goliath will be looking to do the same level of damage again in the second after pistol. Anti-eco.
You see, Massacre wasn't too happy with what happened with him with that fadeaway headshot, as you said, from Spaz, querying it in chat, as you do when you get shot in a way that doesn't really make sense to your brain. And it didn't really make sense, let's be honest, but still did what was necessary. Neff, though, he's got a CZ, and these things are rather dangerous these days. Always have been.
Yeah, I'm just interested to see Zin standing on top of the wall there with a MP9. Usually, if you're going to park up there, it's, you don't know, an AK or an AWP. You don't really want to be doing it with a gun that won't kill a player in one shot. Deviant, though, he's got a gun that kills one player and gives them an entry onto the A site.
Spaz going to need to do some more work. It's one, but not more than one. And they're from Pit Zip. Get the sting in the tail, but Massacre is going to tuck him into bed rather neatly as he tucks the bomb down too. And in a 3v2 situation here on the retake, they don't have a kit either. And Sticklish manages to find himself in CT spawn and get himself Viking. So on Zinnia, and you almost got to say it's a hopeless situation. But he's not going to say die until he actually does. And he finds Sticklish first up.
He's got 49 HP, doesn't have a kit though, so time is swiftly running out. And I mean, I did say that xTc would be looking to avoid the anti-eco loss, and it appears that they're going to suffer the same fate, 2 halves in a row.
I'm looking at the chat at the moment. Crick explaining to his teammates how he managed to get picked by Deviant there. Says, sorry, you're wrong, chat. He was on a very strange angle though. He had no teammate helping him with Boiler, so sure that kill probably cost them quite a bit.
That it did, as Goliath is well on track for a win on the map now. 11-6. They've got themselves quite a bit of money to farm up on the xTc players. xTc running with 4 pieces of armor and a single scout. Spaz once again on the scoped weapon. I just don't know if he's really got the weapon to combat extreme speed with Mac 10s.
Ooh, and he might be punished here. Gets away for a second, and through the smoke there, Deviant gets both of them.
Bad to worse for xTc. They will get a kill. It's actually on the bomb as well. So Crick is doing some work, but Goals is no longer in the mood to play games, as he will get a second kill there as well. Leaves it all on Viking. Viking is going to grab himself Massacre here, but he's going to grab a pretty terrible upgraded weapon, and from there I just don't see much working out in his favor. Deviant is at the bottom of...
No, okay. Denied by the wall
Deviant's at the
there.
bottom of Banana, but that'll just keep Viking in the Banana area. He's not going to push down because now he has no idea where Deviant is.
Well, we have a confession from our interloper on that previous stream where the players were complaining about somebody being in GoTV that was just too many and causing some server lag. It was Bravo. Bravo, sir. You kept us entertained there while we watched the players trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
No fun. Pushing up. Does he spot Viking? Does indeed.
Well, things looked pretty good in the pistol round and then have not looked really good since for xTc. 12-6 here. Goliath Gaming in a pretty commanding lead, double the score now, and only another 4 to find.
Yeah, and this is going to be a full save for xTc, so Goliath almost certainly grabbing 13 here. Neff and Golds, though, really, those two young men can take a bow. They've looked fantastic tonight, really carrying their team through some pretty sticky situations, it must be said. xTc haven't really had the same level of fragging power. Gotten more out of Zip and Zin, but not enough from the rest of the crowd, and that is unfortunately what's going to end up costing them. Massacre decided to take long-range fights now with that AK. He is pretty deadly with it. But xTc have already lost the B site, so Massacre really just holding off the rotates.
Even the jack in the box there from VC gets himself a kill. Sight firmly in their control. Holder's going to push aggressively behind this though, and he'll find one. Might find himself shot in the back, but manages to get around the corner. I think Spaz decided he's just going to stick where he is and hope somebody walks past him.
Was it Spaz last night? I think it was a Spaz that sat in that exact same position last night, and two players almost ran past him. Didn't make a lot of sense.
You can't see a player there though, unless you get really close. And it's not a common corner to check either. Paradoxically, you'd think it would be, but it really isn't. So, guess he gets to live. Having a bit of fun here, are the Goliath boys. And then we got another round, 13-6, looking pretty commanding here for Goliath Gaming. And for xTc, they will have the buy. Possibly an AWP on Zin if he wants it. But they need to find this round, or else I'd say it's probably gone.
Yeah, and they're going to need to find it soon. Deviant also now starting to creep up that scoreboard, 18 and 11. And, I mean, when the third best player on Goliath has more kills than the best on xTc, you know, it is dark days ahead for the boys in green.
Yeah, and for them, Sticklish hasn't had to do much here either. His teammates have been covering him. Though, although versus Online Kingdom, was it on Monday? He actually did a really good job. Managed to be up near the top on the second map, I think it was. So, overall, he's got some skills.
That he does. Deviant, I think, is he just hiding the sound of a player trying to jump into apps?
Those AWP shots ringing out through the smoke there. Can't know quite how close they are. They're going for very deep banana control there, and that's going to enable them to keep the Goliath guys at bay and restrict them to that side of the map, which you didn't really see Goliath do too much of.
No, he didn't. Goliath, a lot more drawn out in terms of taking map control this round. Haven't really needed to do a whole lot, to be honest, as xTc is low on nades and low on other utilities, so won't really have much to hold them off at this point. Deviant is going to just molly the traditional spot in the pit there. Goliath's going to have to get a hurry on. The bomb is still very, very far from any site, though. It does look like they're making a motion towards B now, and B players do not have any smokes or anything to hold that off, so that could go very, very south, but it looks like Zip is aware of it. Spidey senses are tingling, and he might be the clutch player for this round. Sticklish has snuck in back the lines. He's going to go down there to the second player. Deviant is going to save things, getting the kill on Zip there, and Zin... Oh, he doesn't kill Zin. Goes back for a second attempt, does get in, but he's got so little time and so little HP. This has actually allowed Crick to get very, very close, and the grenade doesn't kill him. Deviant needs to hit one mother of a shot here, as does Crick. Can they land it? Who is going to be the person?
Angle from Deviant though, and it's going to win out there. Fantastic shot from the veteran player there, and that is the nail in the coffin. Not the final nail, but one of the last few.
Yeah, that is going to absolutely shatter xTc. They don't have money to buy into this round, really. Probably will force up as get what they can. Scouts and MP9s, they'll try and go for a little bit more utility. That's really what just cost them in that last round. If they'd had a single Marley or a single smoke on the B site when that hit did take place, I think they probably do win out the round. As it is, it's all in the hands of Goliath now.
Got to give Deviant some props for taking that angle that he took on Fountain, because that literally was his only chance. If he tried to take a more passive angle, there's no way he was going to land a headshot.
Not at all. Goliath, some tricks, trying to get over the smoke. I'm
actually just frankly surprised that Goliath left it that late and got away with it. in that
Yeah,
previous
it's very,
round.
very nearly. I mean, if Zin stays alive for another, what, 1 or 2 seconds, they probably don't have enough time to actually plant the bomb.
This by, unfortunately for xTc, scraping the bottom of the barrel and possibly cutting the bottom of the barrel off and using it as a weapon too.
Yeah, it's like bobbing for apples at this point. That's how difficult this round is going to be to win.
Guy's been given a lot of real estate here as well because there's no real utility to slow down the push. They are rotating in here, but Massacre doing some big work. Gets one, gets a second as well. The cheeky jump around the corner. That's going to sow some disarray. So the squeeze on the B bomb site coming. And I think they may have fooled them here.
Yeah, Viking's actually taking a pretty cheeky angle. He could get both of these players rotating through spawn. He's not going to, though. Does huge damage to only one of them. Massacre on hand to pick up a third, and he is finally come alive in the second to last round of this map, potentially.
For xTc, I'd almost say they need to just keep the weapons because they're going to have no money. They seem to be going for it, and that's an AK lost already. Crick does do some damage, but I think he needs to back out here.
I mean, if Goliath's going to give him fights, he can do some damage, but winning is, I think, beyond his weaponry this round.
Definitely, so he's decided to tuck the tail between the legs and retreat in the grand old French tradition.
They do get a bad rap of that, though.
Yeah, they're pretty good in World War One, huh?
I mean, to be fair, the only reason they get, well, a lot of the bad rap is as a result of World War II when they got absolutely smashed. I mean, who could have expected that?
Nope, nobody did. Didn't really expect what happened to xTc yesterday either, but because of what happened to xTc yesterday, we sort of half expected it today, and seems to have delivered so far. Of course, they got one more life, one more round to go here, potentially. Or if they can win it, maybe they can keep themselves alive. They now have 9 map points in hand. Do Goliath Gaming, and that's what xTc have to fight against. Crick gonna go aggressive, and he finds himself Sticklish, fully blinded as well. Crick somehow, I was gonna say gets away, but he will get caught by goals. Yeah,
Goliath turn on the afterburners now, and they are into the A side very, very quickly. Zip goes down. That'll be Goals picking up yet another frag. He has been an absolute monster tonight. Spaz with the auto shot. He gets the first, doesn't get the second. That could be the death of him. Gonna try to flash him out of position there. Goals and Massacre are up to the task. Spaz and Zin go down, and Viking, the last remaining player. He does have 2 opponents on very, very low HP, but Neff, dangerous old Neff with that AK, is on 100.
Viking, has he been spotted? He's definitely been spotted now. He gets 1 kill. He takes Massacre. Maybe he's got a chance here. Neff rotating in. Massacre playing it smartly before he goes down. And Neff, oh no, Viking runs out of ammo, and time as well is of the essence here. I think it's almost too late, and now it is too late because it's going to be the map. 16-6, Goliath Gaming with a dominant win on that first map. And you got to look at that score for goals in the second half. He just went ballistic.
Yeah, he and Neff really did just go absolutely ham throughout the entire game. Goals turning it on big time in the second half, obviously, but all set up by a fantastic CT side defense from the boys.
Indeed, so we'll be going to the second map. I don't think it's Train, though. It's a Mirage, actually, so the server's auto-changed incorrectly, but never mind. We're going to get ourselves something to drink, maybe grab a snack, and we invite you to do the same. Come back for the second map. It will be xTc's pick, Mirage. We expect a better performance from them. See you in a bit.
I'm crawling under the city of angels. I'm further from my own. The lights grow stronger, the fight moves under. I'm breaking under fire. No one will hold you every time. through all the things that we fear. Let's make this nightmare last forever. Stare deep inside the eye of a fever. You call my name. We always search for something more. You come to me. You use your weapon and blow my brains. It's your deepest fear. You're shaking again. Lock up all the doors. Make me feel a sin. Pour the windows. Make sure no one is near. Open up your mind. Bandage up your wrists. Don't put up a fight. You have a sickness. Say my name 3 times. I'll be right here. Let's make this nightmare last forever. Stare deep inside the eye of a fever. You call my name. We always search for something more. You come to me. You use your weapon and blow my brains. Let's make this nightmare last forever. Stare deep inside the eye of a fever. You call my name. We always search for something more. You come to me. You use your weapon and blow my brains.
Mr. Prof, can you hear me, my good sir? You can't? Well, we'll get him back. Hello, everybody, in the meantime. While the knife round continues. Don't really care about the knife round. Not too worried about it. And I should have Prof back now. Is that working?
Yes.
There we go. Sorry, it turns out with a short keyboard that doesn't have a numpad, some shortcuts don't behave predictably. So I unmuted you and then unmuted you. It was all my fault, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In the meantime, this is VS Gaming Masters. It is xTc versus 2/3 of Goliath Gaming.
Looks like Sticklish and Goals have dropped again. And they're back.
There we go. So we will be able to bring it to you as soon as they show up. I should have stayed on the previous screen actually, because now there's nothing to show. They didn't come back. Wait, they are coming back. Anyway, we do welcome you guys, and thanks for joining us. The first map taken by Goliath Gaming pretty comprehensively, 16-6 was their map pick, of course. But here we are on the map pick of xTc, and I expect them to perform a little bit better here. They definitely looked better on Mirage yesterday against WRG.
Yeah, better, but still, I think clearly something's not right with xTc at the moment. I just, like, you don't really expect a team like xTc to collapse quite like they have.
Yeah, it has been rather strange. I guess for xTc as well, the thing that we do need to take into account is Zip has taken over as in-game lead, although that was already the previous leg. But it's not something that he's done for any length of time in the past, as far as I know. So maybe there's, there was the honeymoon period, and now it's the sort of harsh reality time, because Zin has, of course, been the in-game leader of the side prior to that for probably a good 3 years.
I mean, if you think about it, though, does that explain last night's collapse on the CT side?
No, it shouldn't. That also says to me that maybe some roles are not quite figured out, or maybe they're trying something. I don't know. I must say, last night though, I did watch Inferno in full. I didn't watch the whole of Mirage. I actually didn't watch the first half, so it's all going to be a surprise to me. What are xTc going to do? That's what we want to know, and they are underway, of course. Pistol round here.
Cole's getting aggressive in the underpass. He's going to need to get a kill there. If he does go down, that could be a big problem for Goliath. Either way, Sticklish is the point man.
The timing
on a mission, and a fantastic shot to start things off.
Goals being the sting in the tail. They also got himself Zin. So now there's complete confusion reigning in, as are the headshots. There's a very nice headshot from Neff. Zip now needs to do something. He's going to drop the bomb, leaving it all up to Spaz here. He does have a USP to work with, but he's 1v4. He'd have to ace here, and that seems like an almost impossible task. He's still trying, though, to his credit, and Neff will get a headshot through the body of his teammate.
Yeah, unfortunately for Spaz, the youngster's not able to pull it through.
So the 1-0 Goliath Gaming with the start that they would have wanted. Goals there through underpass. You got a feel for Zin. He was actually watching underpass, and the very second that he moved away from it is when Coles made his move. So completely undid what they were trying to do.
I mean, it was well timed because Sticklish got the kill, and I think that is actually probably what distracted Zin, is that Sticklish got the kill, he fell back, and as he fell back, Goals, that was basically the trigger for Goals to move out. So Neff taking a bit of a chance there, playing with fire. Unfortunately, the fire is a little bit too far away to burn him completely. Zin's going to push in, not going to win that fight against Goals, though. And Goliath off to a pretty solid start at the moment.
You can see Goals thrives on all of those close angles. It seems to be where his happy place is. Tends to win those sorts of scenarios.
Sticklish.
Very nicely done. That was anticlimactic, but it was a crucial kill. And nice entry there from Crick before he gets extinguished by Massacre. So 2v4 situation. Flash goes out, and Massacre walking right past them, but he will turn around in time. Deviant also got the other kill as well. So the 2-0 for Goliath Gaming. Nice and easy for them at the beginning. Not so easy if you're xTc.
Not so easy at all. And at the moment, Goliath are on course to farm up quite a bit of money here, or are they? Sticklish dropping the M4, so it's only going to be 2 SMGs, one for Moss, Scout, and an M4. Okay, a bit of a weird buy. You don't usually pick up the Scout too often.
When map is broken pistol. For some reason.
Is it?
Apparently, only Sticklish and Massacre exist. That is strange. I'm sure you guys are seeing that on stream as well. I'm kind of bemused by that. Okay, I won't show the map if it only works for 2 players. Strangeness, but nothing strange about goals being the man waiting for them, but actually get caught there very nicely. Neff, though, doing some fantastic work, gets 2, in fact, going back for more, but Viking is doing some pretty good work in the bomb site, though. Crick needs to find this kill, as he does. Picks up the MP7. Unfortunately, both of his weapons are out of ammo, so Crick is going to be reloading in a 1v2 situation. Still winnable for him, but a really...
Does have the... Yeah, I was just going to say, he does actually have the best weapon on hand, and as you can see, he brings down Sticklish. Does he know how low Neff is? Neff is going to catch the correct timing. He's going to whiff the first shot.
Jeez.
But he does get it in the end.
Well, if Cricket spun there and just wrecked him instantly, that that would have been rather unfortunate for Neff, especially considering he tends to hit those Deagle headshots pretty crisply there, but maybe just trying to bank a body shot rather because he knows he's low and then whiffing it.
Yeah, it was like heart in throat moment there, but does pull through at the end. Either way, 3-0 for Goliath, and that is actually, in fact, the first personal they have won in the series out of 3.
Ooh, knows the angle so well there. Sticklish dropped pretty low.
Sticklish going very, very heavy on the utility and going straight to a deagle rather than anything else. And Gold's caught in no man's land and will be duly brought down there. I don't know why he's sitting that far out with no assistance.
Yeah, it's something we have seen out of Goals quite a bit. He likes to be aggressive and push towards underpass quite a bit, and they're just being caught in the open. And on the angle, Linda spotted the elbow. They deal some damage to Sticklish. If he had an aid there, Sticklish was going down.
Yeah, just pulls the net out a little bit too late there.
A bit of a problem here for Goliath Gaming in this particular round. They're probably looking to the AWP to maybe find them a kill to bring it back somewhat. Neff was absolutely on fire on that first map. But yeah, in a pretty precarious situation. And as I say that, Deviant dealing with it really well.
Yeah, got a little bit lucky there that he fell off the box right as Crick pushed. Had Crick pushed maybe a second earlier, he probably wins that fight. Either way, doesn't matter. Deviant gets the kill and brings it to level footing again. The one thing that must be said here, though, is Goliath's money is not great. That last round where they ended up losing all but one player has actually done severe damage to the money reserves of the Goliath boys.
Ooh, Neff getting undone there by moving at the wrong time. That's going to give the bomb site here, but they're not checking connector. What was that from Zip Zip, though?
That was just filthy. Dear Lord, that was a fantastic shot from Zip Zip to save his own life against Massacre there. Deviant, though, is causing no end of problems for the boys of xTc as he picks up his 3rd.
Massacre in chat. Fantastic. He didn't expect to get wrecked like that, and I don't think Zip Zip expected to wreck him like that either. But post-plant situation, yeah, Spaz on a good angle, finds Deviant, and there's Viking also finding Sticklish as well. And Neff in a 1v2 situation, they're not offering themselves up to him just yet. I think he's going to have to back out. Does find 1, and in fact might nearly find 2, but the problem for him is time is a waste, and it is in fact fully wasted. He has to get out of there.
Yeah, if he killed Spaz with that shot there, he almost certainly wins the round. As it is, it's in favor of xTc. It's their first win of a round on their own map.
The conversation's still going on between Massacre and Zip Zip in chat. I do love that. I mean, I know that very feeling when you're like, I 100% have this kill, and the guy just burns you. Throw your hands in there, what can you do, you know?
Yeah, especially because that's also Zip Zip for first kill. I mean, that's not too shabby of a first kill on a map.
So very bad buy out of Goliath Gaming here, and under a bit of pressure, but we know how they thrive in these sorts of situations. Neff getting aggressive.
Does a decent chunk of damage to Spaz there. 50 HP on the terrorist player. Gold's pushing once again. Neff continues to get aggressive, and it's going to profit him. Crick, though, brings it back into that 4 versus 4.
Weapon recovered for Neff, though, and you'd think with an AK in his hands, he could do some serious damage here. Neff and Deviant both good weapons. The problem, I guess, is Sticklish without anything, really. He's just got some utility.
Yeah, and a USP. Massacre is going to get wrecked. Unfortunately, too many angles for Massacre to keep track of, and he will get shot in the back there. Last remaining player on the A site is, in fact, Deviant. Nefan soon to join him, but Zip Zip does have the angle. Not going to matter. Nefan steps into it and shoots him anyway.
F1's such a good aimer and so fast as well. Ooh, Viking showing he's no slouch either. Catches a headshot on a falling Stickerlish there. Got to question Stickerlish's buy though. He had armor and head armor in fact, and nades with no pistol.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just upgrade to the P250, as Nefon is just charging in like a bull, doing huge damage here to the China shop that is xTc,
Oh
and he
word.
continues to wreck them, gets a fourth kill there before Viking trades him out. Now, Viking's position is known, they have no idea where Deviant is. Fortunately, Deviant does not have a kit nor anything else to really help him. A grenade is about all that you can count. The bomb's not actually planted for him, but okay, Deviant just wins a straight-up fight.
Well,
And he's got time to defuse.
Color me surprised. I didn't expect Deviant to be able to win that considering the position Viking had, but it looked like Viking got a little bit, what shall we say, impatient there and pushed back towards the site, maybe wondering if Deviant was playing somewhere near that smoke that was dropped.
The biggest problem was they just didn't plant for Viking there.
It would have been a struggle either way. Had Deviant managed to cross, then Viking would have had to push off of Cats anyway, so kind of a tough situation. Unfortunately for them, their money has been reset. They won the one round and then they got wrecked, mostly by Nefon in that last round before Deviant closed it off with his salvaged AK.
Yeah, Nefon's been looking very, very good tonight, and that is one thing that Goliath will be quite happy about. Nefon's been quiet, especially considering his previous standards of excellence, and it's not a player that you want to be warming up if you are going to be going up against Goliath in the near future.
Viking on a expedition to find some kills, and he does actually find one. Spam's going to get dropped in reply, but they do get the bomb down. A very nice execute here with all these smokes done allows them to get some space. Zip though, finding no space there, and then catching off goals as well, and gets himself an AK. That could actually be a factor here.
Viking could get another kill. It's not going to happen though. Massacre gets a kill and then immediately goes down. Nefon once again charging in like a bull. Gets double kill there, and his levels of play just continue on. 2 kills in the round, and he'll get the defuse. So Nefon at the moment, he looked damn good the first time I saw him on this map against Bravado, and continuing that standard tonight.
Yeah, got to ask for Zin though. It was planted for him in apps, and he just jumped out of apps and into their waiting arms. So he probably could have played that a little bit slower.
A problem was that, I mean, he knew that Nefon had pushed up to the truck, so he can either take the fight with Nefon while the defuse goes on, or he can jump out and try to get ahead of them.
Yeah, I guess
These
it was a
are what it
gamble.
looked like to me.
Going for it. So we've got AKs here on xTc again, and Nef with the AWP.
Well, not great utility from the boys of Goliath, though. So that could be a bit of a problem. Gold's going to get burnt out of position. Do they take advantage of it? Blind as a bat, and Viking takes the kill. Viking, though, is going to get wrecked. Nefon pushing through the smoke. He's actually got 2 already. He's the monster on the A site for the moment, as xTc, they don't want any more bad dreams. Spaz is getting absolutely ruined through the wood there. As trades come through, Stickerlish there. Spaz on super low HP. Crick has got to do most of the damage here. Do they suspect this angle?
Oh, and there's Spaz rounding it out, but that felt like for all money that was Goliath's round after those early kills from Nef.
Yeah, just good play at the end there by xTc, covering each other's backs, trading off of one another, and at the end of the day, Goliath is back onto a save. Last save that they tried looked a hell of a lot better than this, so it is possible that they can win it, but very unlikely.
He's actually double save territory. I mean, Massacre and Stickler's got like no money. Goals and his customary aggression getting shut down yet again there by Crick. Viking also finding Massacre towards middle.
Oh,
it's a lot better. Whew, nearly caught.
Turned away half a second before the player does turn the corner, and again able to do the 180 and get the kill. Zip. Finishes off Stickerlish. And
Come on,
Nefon, the last remaining player.
The way he's
14 and 3 at the moment.
I think the only way they are going to kill him is by shooting him in the back at this point.
Yeah, he does go down there. So 14 and 4.
That is just nuts out of him.
Wait.
14 and 3.
But he was 14 and 3 before he died.
That's weird, actually. You're right. Okay.
Scoreboards can't be scoreboards clearly can't be trusted.
Clearly not. So xTc, they're drawing within 5-3. VS Masters is the last game of xTc for the season. Could be the last map as well, since Goliath won the first. So well, nice flash there. And on the angle, I don't think Zip wants to peek that again. Goals, meanwhile, getting aggressive, and Spaz actually. I was assuming it's Zip just because it's an AWP, man. Spaz with the AWP there on the angle catches goals.
Yeah, it's weird that Spaz is the one running the AWP because you have Zin and ZipZip who are both known as either primary AWPers or like very good AWPers. So Viking is just going to tap the beast that is Nefa. Cherry tapping clearly works, and Sticklish will be so upset with that. I mean,
that was
unlikely he
incredible.
wins the fight, but he will still be very, very upset that he wasn't able to get the kill on the AWPer there.
Turns like a turret, does Spaz, and just destroys him. Fantastic. 5-4 here, drawing within 1 are xTc, and I gotta say they're looking a lot better. Particularly the guy I can single out as Viking. His entries are actually being effective here, and they were totally ineffectual on the previous map. On the T side, I think he only got 3 kills previously. So when your entry fragger is firing, your team is going to look a whole lot better.
That they are. And Goliath is back on the full buy though, so it's not going to be an easy round for xTc to win, as Goliath Deviant picks up a fairly simple frag on Viking. They're not even taking a lick of damage.
I just commentators cursed him, didn't I?
Clearly.
Crick waiting for a potential goals incursion. That's happened, I think, at least 3 times, but doesn't happen this time. Meanwhile, Zin with a very clever angle.
Yeah, sneaky indeed. He gets Deviant, and it's going to open up a bit more space for Crick to start making his move at A. They don't actually have any players on A. Sticklish, again, these information plays that he's making have profited his team so damn much, and the problem for Crick, having pushed out of Palace now, is that Zin is going to catch Goals. Goals also trying to make an information play. That one not working out. Nefon, though, is making his move towards the A side. Does he decide to jump onto the box? It is a possibility. He is indeed going to do it. And oh, Zin's actually going to move directly into his position, and that's going to get Crick killed. Spaz holding the back lines, and that'll be Sticklish going down.
Spaz lucky to actually get the kill the second time around after he missed it the first time, and that is a beautiful shot on Massacre, bringing it into a much better territory. And Zin on the angle here. Is Neff watching? No, he's not. Just catches him looking the other way, but that headshot's so crisp. Gotta say, kudos to Spaz in that round with the AWP. Those 2 kills, I think, won the round.
Yeah, Spaz showing why he is the person with the AWP in this map, because without those 2, yeah, I mean, as you said, Goliath definitely wins out. Again, Goliath back onto the saves. It's not been the easiest to CT rounds for them, as xTc has looked a hell of a lot better on this map than they did on Inferno.
Viking going for the fight, and he gets all 3. That was unlikely, and he still got all of them. That complete turnaround in form on this map.
Yeah, complete and total.
And,
Crick, full spot Deviant, not able to finish. Oh, it doesn't actually finish him off there. Just continues the spray even while flashed.
So the round win is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Massacre just looking to get a kill or 2 and maybe recover a weapon. And one thing I can say about Viking, having played against him quite a bit, in fact we played in the top 8 at DGC a few years ago, he is one of those players that's sort of talismanic for xTc. If Viking is playing well, usually they're doing well overall, and he seems to be almost the sort of mercurial player that signifies how the team is actually doing in general. Very quiet guy, very unassuming sort of guy, but he certainly ruthlessly efficient with an AK-47.
Yeah. He's, well, I mean, efficient is one word for what you could say is Viking is. I mean, look, he's never going to set the scoreboard alight consistently, but you just need him to deliver a little bit of work, and you know, the rest of the team will play around him, and he's going to plug all the gaps. Invaluable players to have on your team, though.
Well, him and Zin actually the 2 original members of this xTc team. I think they both played COD together, actually, if I'm not mistaken, prior to that. So they've been around since 2015 in xTc colors, which is a really long time to be with the same team.
Well, I was going to say the VP of South Africa, but I suppose that's closer to the.
Ooh,
Well,
that was sore.
Been Yeah, Massacre's been visited by a young man known as Zip as Deviant is holding everything off. The Molly will go through to try and hold him off. Deviant continues his wreckage. Zip now trying to just spam him out. Unfortunately, Deviant's going to have to run into the fire there. Crick holding angles for days, and Neff on himself is unable to pull things back into the round for his team. 5-7 for xTc, and they are looking wonderful on the second map here.
Jesus, and how such a turnaround from their previous map. He's still on 16-7, but he was at one point on 13-3. So shows you that since they've sort of shut him out ever so slightly, they've been doing a little bit better.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Goals has tapered off badly in this map as well, which is not helping Goliath's chances at the moment. Neff getting ultra aggressive with that Deagle. He's going to run into Spaz. We've seen Spaz look pretty good at range. How good is he at point blank? With Neff on looking to hug him with that Deagle. He's going to get first kill.
Neff,
and he's going to get a second one as well.
2 HP on Viking. This is almost going south. In fact, it is going south. That's the bomb again. Zip, he needs to get this. He does get it, in fact, leaving it on Massacre with an AK, and he has hold of the bomb.
Yeah, he's got a bit of utility as well, and unfortunately, with xTc coming from the same position, Massacre's going to need to make a bit of a IQ play here as he pushes into the palace area.
When they don't encounter him, they're going to possibly suspect where he is. The only thing is the timing of his push. It's all important. If he catches them as they're coming back, he could win this. Oh, what a headshot from Massacre. That was dirty.
Crick is going to be regretting his choices in life with that jump there. My lord, Massacre, what a shot.
Showing what he's all about, that he can hit them sweet headshots. And Zip, very worried that he's coming from ramp. He might be right about that. Oh. Zip fully flashed, though. Wouldn't have seen him, but I think Massacre has seen him.
I think Massacre suspected where he was.
So tense clutch situation here. Massacre looking everywhere for him. Taps the bomb away. Zip, of course, previously was caught, and this time actually is going to peek it. He was caught previously not peeking and lost the round. This time drops to Massacre with a beautiful headshot. And he found a bunch of beautiful headshots in that round as he gets the defuse and saves the round for Goliath Gaming. Tremendous round out of the young player. Yeah,
that is the second time Goliath has won a round that they really had no business winning. No kid, somehow get a 10-second defuse and a win against an xTc team that is looking very, very shaky in these afterplants.
This could very well have been a 9-4, actually, as you say, 2 rounds that kind of went against the run of play. Still close to the round win. Half win, shall I say, and that's going to certainly help. 2 kills. Looking for the headshot here, but I think he's going to get burnt out. Will Crick and Deviant, meanwhile, finding the headshot anyway. The 4v4 does favor those terrorists, and that's going to help them even more. Viking with a nice little fadeaway headshot there. Doing a ton of damage.
You can see Massacre was trying to figure out where the shots were coming from so he could return fire. Unfortunately, stopped just in time. Spaz with a fantastic flick. Not going to get the kill, but does discourage Deviant from that aggression.
Jeez. Spaz won't know how close he came there to completely dropping Deviant. And on the angle, 5 HP on Neff. He usually hits those. But in a very, very difficult situation here, and he's going to have to hit some tremendous shots to keep this alive for his team.
And Barrel's been spotted as Zip gets the kill into Massacre there. Viking chimes in with the kill on Neff. And Deviant, well, with those kills, he's going to decide, I'd rather not get up close and personal with xTc in this round.
Yeah, definitely not. He's got a bit of value to protect there. And considering the situation we're going to be going into the last round of the half, it's certainly going to be difficult for them looking at their money. Yeah, money is not good. Meanwhile, on the other side, they've got the bank. It's not quite the Bank of Switzerland, but it's probably HSBC at least.
Yeah, I mean, going into the last round, that's not too shabby. Apart from Crick, who's pretty low, the rest of the team can buy up and then some, and probably spare some for Crick as well. What I'm saying is they're a lonely island in the. What is that song? It's the Michael Bolton song that he like. They you know, it's like they walk into the club and they're like spraying money, and then it becomes like Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes. This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Go check it out if you haven't watched Lonely Island. Some of the funniest stuff you'll ever see. Nothing funny about the scoreline at the moment, though, if you're Goliath Gaming. They had their way with the previous map and not having it all their own way. Goals with the traditional push, and as is traditional, getting punished by Crick.
Yeah. That must be what, third, fourth time that's happened now?
That's got to be frustrating if you're goals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, xTc are getting up to that the Gmax score. As Crick does go down, he's also going to try to push and get sneaky there.
Yeah.
Neff, this could work out. Actually, very, very clever. Pushes up and he's going to wreck. Viking there, tapping away. He does get zip. And Neff is single-handedly turning this round for his team here. Sticklish has got nothing but a USP and armor. He's going to try help out. Once again, with these information plays, Massacre, the next player on hand, is Deviant. He's also trying to help out there. Spaz does get Sticklish though, but he's up close. Deviant is not going to miss that. Zin does some huge work. And at the end of the day, 7-8. So Goliath pulling it out and denying us the Gmax.
Yeah, that is really, really disappointing. I'm going to WhatsApp George and ask him to send me a picture of him in shorts to compensate.
Well, what can also slightly compensate is the fact that Nefon, once again, 20 kills at the half.
Jeez, this man is on fire tonight. Absolutely on fire. And they're going to need that to pull it out in this particular half. You don't expect on CT side of this particular map, Mirage, to be only getting 7. Not usually.
No, you definitely don't. I mean, the one thing, just to go back to Nefon quickly, is also with the loss of Hackham. I mean, it does put a lot more pressure onto both Nefon and Massacre's shoulders to carry the load. And it's really encouraging to see Nefon stepping up like this.
Yeah, it is. I guess the other side of the coin that you often hear about teams with a lot of star players is that sometimes if you have too many star players all kind of vying for their own way and tend to get in each other's way sometimes. So, I mean, that could be the flip side of the coin. That's unproven, of course, but he does have more space to do his thing, and he's certainly taking advantage of it.
Yeah. You see, I don't know, something's weird with this system, because if you open the scoreboard, it says Nefon has 22 and 9. But if you check Nefon's score, when you like select him as the viewpoint, then he's got 23 and 10.
What? Wait, I got to see this.
Just check it.
Yeah, it does. There is something wrong with the server, people. What the hell? Well, that I do believe the 141 ADR though.
Yeah, that seems reasonable given his levels of dominance in the map thus far.
Jeez,
I mean, it must be said, look, xTc played that last half fantastically well. Let's not only talk about Goliath. xTc played that last half damn well. There was a couple of rounds there where you could really see the team play coming out of the guys. They picked the right spots to hit. I liked the fact that they constantly fought for mid. They got a lot of work done with the A splits there. So it must be said that xTc will feel aggrieved that they don't have more rounds on this map, and largely because Goliath had to pull out some insane clutches just to give themselves a chance here.
Jeez, and you got to feel for goals. Look at that, 2, 2, and 14. Is that correct? 2, 3, and 15 is what it says when I move to his player model. So we can't trust anything here, guys. This is all lies. Don't know. But yeah, that's certainly not helping their efforts when you've got somebody like Sticklish who's not expected to get lots of kills. He tends to be dropping weapons for the other guys. Goals was absolutely on fire on the previous map. I think he ended on 27, here only on 2, and that could be the difference maker here.
Yeah, you gotta just wonder how his lack of kills might have actually just contributed to a couple of the extra rounds. For xTc, Viking, as we mentioned earlier, that he is pitching up pretty big on this round. Zin and Zip, a little bit quiet in relation. Crick and Viking getting tons of work done for the moment.
That ADR on Viking, though, hey?
Yeah, it's pretty nutty.
Sorry, you were saying?
No. Pretty much
After you, my good man. We're just waiting for them to figure out what's actually broken here, because as far as I can see, goals with the technical issues. So I don't know. He could have been struggling with the technical issue there the entire map, potentially, considering he was so much better on Inferno. So we can't rule that out, of course. But at this point, we're just praying that they'll start. I don't know. Should I threaten a musical break? That seems to usually work.
That does seem to work pretty damn well.
Okay, we're going to a break. It worked, Prof. It always works.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hey?
Always works.
It always works. We say we're going to a break, and they come back.
It's probably because they're worried about your choice of music.
I'm worried about my choice of music too.
What, did you pull out the Aqua and the Hanson? Are we going to be listening to some Mbop?
No, not that. But we are going to see some headshots potentially. Pistol round second half. This is xTc looking to equalize the series and take us to a third map, which will actually be Overpass. And Goliath here going down underpass, hitting connector here, looking for some fights and goals, finding a very nice headshot there.
Yeah, back to that old entry role that he was so famous in with Bravado. Spaz, the next point of contention. Does he get anything? No, he doesn't. Neff continues his monstrous performance as he picks up another 2 and leaves xTc in a 2 versus 5 retake. They're going to turn things around slightly with Zin getting that kill, but they need a hell of a lot more at the moment. Zip also doing huge.
Big work and looking for a headshot here. Sticklish low before finally being dropped. Still a few bullets there. Goals on 3 HP, so in this post plant it could potentially be an issue. Neff though with a very nice headshot before the return coming in. And he's looking for the bomb. Got the kid as well, and Neff is not hitting anything. Zip should have this. He should have it, and he does before getting knifed. So that is the round. Stolen, I'd say, there by xTc. Did I lose you there, Prof? I think I did, guys. Prof has dropped. So I got all excited for nothing. Well, actually, I didn't. It was pretty exciting. So, again, thanks to you guys for joining us. It is VS Gaming Masters. We appreciate you guys being here. And unfortunately, I have lost Prof for some reason. So I don't know if it's a TeamSpeak issue or whatever, but I seem to still be in TeamSpeak. So maybe it's power or something like that. So let's hope the solo cast isn't what you'll be joined with for the rest of the evening. Let's see. Hopefully Prof comes back. In the meantime, xTc narrowly managed to steal away that round with the defuse. And that's going to leave Goliath Gaming chasing the game a little bit already in the second round of their own T-half. The first map was taken by Goliath Gaming 16-6 with some ease, I'd say. And as that kill came in, Zin also getting that one with some ease. Nefan, though, only player with an automatic weapon here for his team, but it's not the greatest weapon for these sorts of ranged fights.
Yeah, ideally Nefan would be coming through mid with that weapon, but as it is, trying to get himself out of the palace area, and what he is going to get is a fairly simple kill for Zin.
Nice work out of xTc not to give away anything, and whew, nice snapshot there. Deviant with the deagle, got the bomb in his back as well. So he is going to be looking for some miracle headshots to get himself onto this bomb site, and the smoke is certainly not going to help. Oh, and they would have heard the tick too.
Yeah, Molly definitely giving away the fact that Deviant is in the area.
Who goes in looking for a fight, and he finds it in the form of Crick. Doesn't land any damage though. However, and that is going to be the 10-7 xTc with a pretty good start.
Yeah, pretty good to say the least. 10 rounds, and it is the favored side on the map as well.
Prof, I think you need to stick around, because as soon as you left, we lost 6 viewers. I think your fans are a little bit too hardcore.
Doubt that. Either way, who does need to stick around is Nefan. He needs a little bit of backup as well. Zin getting a bit aggressive. got some support from xTc and going to get caught with the grenade in his hand there. Do they get anything? Somehow, there's been no kills as yet. Zin does get one. That'll be Nefon going down. Deviant and ZipZip trade things out, and it's still in favor of xTc, but it's a near run thing here. ZipZip for the moment holding the angles. Deviant goes down. Damage is still being done. Viking's going to win a fight with a USP against an AK somehow. Massacre, last remaining player. He did get a 3 versus 1 in the first half. Can he win a 1 versus 4?
In a good position to find 2, yeah, at least. Viking on low HP probably needs to get the heck out of dodge. Looking for his teammates to help him out, and it doesn't quite go far enough to do maximum damage to Massacre, but it certainly tickles him.
Yeah, and he's going to be walking in here slowly. Viking, low HP. He's got to be so damn careful about not giving away his position here. And Massacre trying not to make any noise at all. And he's actually timed it perfectly. Does he walk right over?
What?
Oh!
I thought he might get knifed there for a second, but Viking decides to go the safer route, I'd say.
Yeah, you got to feel for Massacre there. There's no way he could have suspected that Viking was hiding in that corner. I mean, maybe checks it, but can't check every angle in that situation.
So you can see the idea out of Goliath Gaming in that particular round. When the smoke was blossoming, they were trying to get in front of it to get the kills early on, and that crazy sequence of kills that came in unfortunately didn't favor them at all because they were trying to beat the timing.
Yeah, and didn't really have the weaponry on hand at the time to take the fights. They were still running out knives and pistols at that stage, so it got very,
did have the AKs in hand. Oy. Unfortunate for them, but very fortunate for xTc if they want to stay alive in this game. Of course, Goliath did take the first map with some ease, so xTC will be looking to take it to Overpass. However, if we go to Overpass, what we've seen out of Goliath recently on Overpass, I'd be a bit worried for xTC if we do even get there.
Yeah, Goliath is pretty damn solid on it. As Sticklish is going to get his head popped like a grape. ZipZip is farming some kills.
Only the 1 kill for goal so far, and he's going to go down. Neff now coming out and being tucked in rather neatly on top of the wood there. It's not going to be a comfortable bed, but he's going to have to make do.
Yeah. It's a rough one.
7-12 at this point, and finally another bye here for Goliath Gaming. Neff still on the crazy scoreline there. And he's going to be looking for his teammates to join him because they are not far away from losing this map if they don't pick this one up.
Yeah, this will probably be their last full buy of the half if they can't win this round. So they need to get it going. They need to get it going as soon as possible.
Got plenty of utility to work with as well, so they could find themselves some space if they use that wisely. And in the meantime, sort of stacking up here towards low. There's maybe a little bit of indecision coming in. Deviant may be the man to make a play to open things up for them, and nearly catches the timing on Zin. If he actually fully committed to that peak, I think Zin was going down.
Yeah, I mean, it's a ballsy call to make to fully commit to that peak, though. So can
hey, I would have
blame
done it, but
him.
I'm stupid, so, you know. No contradiction coming in, and, well, ZipZip deciding to, well, deny Deviant any opportunity at another try.
Oh, and that's exactly why I was saying, like, do you have
probably
the
don't.
cojones to commit to that? Because that's basically what's going to happen to you.
Dude, when you were me, you were a bad player who just does what the in-game leader says no matter what it is. You just do that. Deviant's much better, though, so he gets to think. And I think he did the right thing, actually. Unfortunately, when he got found. ZipZip, though, with the AWP. Reign of Terror continues, and that's the bomb as well. Spaz there to help him out along with Crick. And, well, Neff, he has been a hero so far, but he'd have to ace here. Oh, he might catch Viking. Actually, no. Viking on the angle finds him the second time round. You heard him reloading through the murder hole there. And the murder did ensue, but time does run out, and that is going to be another round for xTc. And, well, circling the toilet bowl is the economy of Goliath Gaming right now.
Yeah, knowing Goliath, they probably do buy around the AK, get as much as they can. Actually, going to go with a fairly conservative buy for them. Just buying down 2k. Well, I mean, they got the hero AK on Nefon, and he certainly has been Superman tonight, so not too shabby.
Goals the man to entry here for the team. That nade is going to do huge damage. Goals dropped low. In they go, but getting mowed down by Spaz and Crick. And this crossfire going to be really strong to break. Sticklish, though, with the Glock, manages to break it. And they should be able to get the bomb down. Actually, no, the bomb is lying out in the open. This could be an issue. Oh. Neff, 1v3, he can do it. Not going to be ready for the player from Apps, though, one wouldn't think, but it's not even going to matter in the end. Zin will drop him low. 14-7, double the score on xTc now of Goliath Gaming. There will be a buy for Goliath, but Neff will be the guy. He's probably going to receive an AK donation there from Sticklish, right?
Well, he should.
He should? Okay,
actually he's AWPing.
Okay, good. I'm really glad we're not seeing a Simple and Zeus situation again.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
I would have been tilted, man.
Oh,
he takes an AWP shot to the knee. Very brave stuff from Zip.
Could actually end up getting himself killed here. No, he's going to get aggressive. And he's going to catch Nefon. That is a huge kill for xTc in the context of this game.
Crick with a fancy footwork to get himself up there. Going for the bomb plant, and they haven't cleared the site out. Zin gets 2. And that could be the end of it here, as Massacre is the only man left alive in a 1v3.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a great position either, so he's going to need to fight his way out of trouble. He's pretty good at it. And I think if he'd had anything other than just a molly, he would have been in a much better situation.
So you know somebody's towards CT from the audio cues, but was he waiting to see if anybody's going to aggress on him? Yeah, maybe give him a free kill, but very disciplined play out of xTc so far, and Massacre is now forced to actually go looking for it.
Timings could work out. And he gets a fantastic spray down. Dear Lord, 2 kills instantaneously, and Massacre is in a great situation now. He's going to plant for where he suspects the last player is. He's going to fake it out. Does still have some time, so not a bad idea at all. This is allowing Crick to get much better positioning.
Does at least know that it's safe to plant there, so he will get it down. Crick does have the HP advantage, but that's not going to matter against an AK that can headshot the way we've seen Massacre land them shots. And there's another headshot from Massacre. He might be saving his team single-handedly here. Superb round out of the young player.
And that's the second 1v3 that he's won.
Wow. Massacre showing up when they needed him. And up until that point, I mean, a relatively quiet map for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, he was also actually pretty quiet on the first map, so just overall not that great of a night for the young man.
14-8, yeah, first map did go 16-6 to Goliath Gaming, and this is rather a turnaround as xTc are in the lead. Goliath staying alive somewhat, and Zip suddenly realizes, hang on, I'm fully exposed here from lowers, and he's actually going to go for a peek and gets the kill as well. Sticklish, well, not having any luck in this particular map. And on the angle there, I thought he had it, Zip, but takes a ton of damage instead.
Yeah, Zip somehow missing the element in the smoke, obviously landing just half a second too early for him, perhaps, as Nefon is just going to boost Massacre into the window area, and the push from Viking is going to count, and that'll bring down Deviant.
Quite a risk for Viking to take there, considering they had the numerical advantage. So it's going to be up to Massacre and Neff probably to save them here. Goals also going to be looking for some kills, and Neff actually on the inferior weaponry here as well, which may hamper him a little bit. Spaz on this angle if the smoke were to clear at that moment. Thankfully it didn't. Massacre cognizant of the danger that he was in.
And unfortunately for Goliath, they are actually running into the site that is more heavily populated with the xTc players.
Time. This is really cutting it fine here. Goals, the entry man going in. And these positions are going to be so difficult to deal with. He deals with the first one really well, but they can't know about this player in Palace. They don't have time to deal with it. And Viking is going to punish them heavily. That is going to be the round for sure. Massacre might get a kill or two. Yeah, not even, in fact, unfortunately. He drops 15-8, and it looks almost certain we're going to overpass.
Yeah, no money on the Goliath gaming side is just another good round from xTc. Got a bit lucky on some of the timings there. But at the end of the day, they have looked clearly the better team on this map.
Yeah, there was some real space between Goliath and xTc on that first map, and it almost feels like the same thing on this one. Because looking at it in that first half, there were probably 2 stolen rounds by Goliath, so it could have very well been a 16-6. Meanwhile, Goliath are still alive here, and they're going to be looking to find those entries. And through the smoke on the angle, Viking.
Neff continues to carry his team kicking and screaming into the next stage of this game. Can he do it? He's got a deagle, which is certainly more than enough in his hands to win them rounds here. And they're going to get aggressive. Deviant and Goals chime in with 2. And this does leave xTc in a rather terrible position. Double AWPs as they're going to have to run into the site here. Nefon is ahead of the smoke, so he is a danger man that xTc will not suspect at this point.
I actually think they should probably back out here, but they're not going to. They're going for the fight, and they're going to get punished. Deviant and Neff with those deagles doing some big damage. Goals also on his CZ, finding some kills there to contribute to the effort. Again, it's been slow for him, but comes up big when it matters. 9-15, 25th round. Yeah, they need 6 in a row to take us to overtime.
Yeah, and xTc will actually be very, very disappointed with that round. They had it by all rights. Got 2 early kills. Great positioning, and then just sort of falling apart. Double AWPs really didn't help on that last round, unfortunately. They needed somebody else. Neff! Oh, great shot there with that tiny gap to work with. And it'll bring at least one of the members of xTc low. As Crick is the only person with an upgraded weapon. The rest of them, only those CZs, although saying that, CZs are probably better than anything else they could buy.
Yeah, I should put a scope on the CZ and then... you know, I mean, it'd be better than AWP, right?
Why not just 30 bullet clip, bro?
Well, I mean, it wasn't far off back in the day, right?
24 rounds when it first came out, much faster pull-out time, a lot more accurate.
More damage as well. I don't know how they thought that was okay. But anyway, well, Crick, the man who's going to have to be the hero, yeah. And the hero strikes with the first kill. But will he be the hero for much longer? Because they know where he is. And all the fire there. It's going to gift Spaz a kill. Goals on the rotation as well. Finds himself in. Bringing it into a 3v2. But the HP is low on these players. And that's going to sting them. Spaz with a great kill there. Meanwhile, the bomb is rotating out. So they should be aware of that. And this is winnable for xTc.
Timings. Oh, Nefon is going to turn. Nefon's got the bomb. And that's going to mean he goes down. No. Crick will know that. And now it's all mind games. 20 seconds for Goals to work with. Doesn't really know exactly where Crick is. Crick should suspect where Goals will be hanging around. But Crick going for a very, very slow play towards that A site.
The world's longest rotate. He has a kit though, so I guess that's in his favor. But geez, he's leaving himself a lot to do when he gets to this bomb site.
The problem is, as soon as Goals checks CT, he's almost certainly going to suspect it'll be...
It's going to be the
T-ramp then.
Goal certainly well positioned to deal with this. I mean, not even a molly on Crick to potentially flash him out here, so time is a wasting.
Crick does have a molly.
I picked. Did he?
Check him.
Oh, well,
yeah. Goals check.
Goals checked him. Yeah, shot him in the head. So there's something weird with the server because the HUD shows that he doesn't have a molly, but you said switching to his player, he did.
No. If you like, when you look at a player in game,
yeah,
then it shows you the utility they have above their heads. He had a molly there.
This is weird because also what we're finding is that on the server it shows it shows different amounts of kills next to the players' names and on the scoreboard as opposed to if you switch to the player individually. So there's something weird going on.
And like the thing is with that, it's like it's like if it was counting, because there are some servers that count warm-up kills, but this one doesn't. That's what's like even more weird. Is that it specifically doesn't count kills in warm-up, yet the kills don't match.
Ah, the old opening gate. Been there for DGL games all the years. Somebody at the gate, guys.
I don't know.
Of course, he probably is opening the gate, but I'm just kidding. It just feels vaguely familiar from having played a lot of DGL games.
Yeah.
So we on a pause again. I feel like I need to threaten a musical interlude again, but I feel like we shed viewers when we do that, so maybe I shouldn't.
I wouldn't recommend it.
So 15-10 here, and well, Goliath Gaming fighting back rather nicely, considering they looked down and out at 15-8. It could actually very well snowball to overtime here, because if you look at the investment that will be coming in for xTc, they're going to be stretched pretty thin. If they lose this, then we could very well see overtime being on the horizon.
We could.
It's
unlikely at this point, but
I'm doing the maths, Prof.
Don't stress your brain too much.
I know, it's hard. You're the mathematician amongst us. And we are back into it, of course. Here's Gaming Masters' second map here, and Zip getting super aggressive, running through the fire. Doesn't actually take as much damage as I thought. Deviant, though, dealing the damage before Zip trades, but Deviant's still there to find some kills, and that's going to favor the terrorists heavily.
Yeah, 2 early kills mean that xTc is going to have to gamble now, and it's a difficult situation for them as they're forced to leave Crick by himself on that B side. They're going to commit more towards the A area, although they are in with a chance if Spaz can rotate quickly there. That'll announce at least one player on A though, and that might be a bit of a problem. They don't really have utility to hold off any concerted push from Goliath. So Sin is very dependent on hitting heads.
Yeah, he's got to hit every shot at this point to actually win this round. They're so split apart here is the defense, so very tough situation. Massacre and Co being waiting for Sticklish to make a play towards B and maybe draw in the defense. But he hasn't encountered anything yet since he got flashed there, ate the flash in the face. And then on the angle, I thought he had that, but Massacre turns and absolutely burns him.
He does Sticklish with that lurk. Once again, is going to count. This time he gets Crick. And it's all up to Spaz in a 1 versus 4. He does have a kit, but he's got nothing else really. He hit some crazy shots. He starts it off pretty well with a kill on Massacre, but has taken far too much damage to have a reasonable chance in this round. Deviant just holds down mouse 1 and will eventually win it out.
That was some interesting peeking out of Spaz there. So another pause again.
Yeah, Nefon's got that stupid thing that happens where after a set amount of games, your FPS is just like, I'm going to choose some random number and I'm not going above that number.
Jeez, yeah, CS can be pretty frustrating on that. Very old engine, of course, going all the way back to, what, Quake 1 is the origins of Gold Source and Source Engine?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there's like 1 or 2 lines of code left these days. But
I blame those lines in their entirety. It's their fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's got nothing to do with the fact that CSGO was created by an entirely different team called Hidden Path that was then given over to... Yeah, that was then given over to Valve, and Valve had to figure out the spaghetti code that makes this game.
I actually think they've done a remarkable job considering how utterly terrible CSGO was in beta and at launch of 2012. Like, I remember playing it and thinking, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm staying with Team Fortress. It's much better than this crap. And
yeah,
as it turned out, they managed to make it work. Even since 2014, I think if you play the game now compared to then, the sounds are completely different. There's all sorts of changes. The player models look different. The hitboxes are different. Like, I don't think we realize quite how much they've actually done to improve the game as much as we want to complain.
Yeah, but then they also created things like the CZ and
yes.
the original Revolver.
Oh, geez, the R8. I don't know if it's like people thought that was bad. I don't know if anybody remembers the AUG back in the day.
No, dude. The R8 was utterly retarded. Let's not even go down that path. There's nothing that was worse than the R8. It's just not possible.
Yep.
You could defuse and fire the weapon
Yes.
and it killed with one shot to the body for $800. That is just stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even reasonable in any way, shape, or form. It's
I'm
just
not
like,
arguing for it, Prof. I'm not.
who thought this up? Who thought this up?
So 15-11, and well, you wouldn't have thought it's reasonable that Goliath would be in the position to possibly make the comeback here, but it is happening. And with the boost there to maybe catch off some kind of incursion on the B-bomb site. Meanwhile, the mid control is coming in. F on the angle, and Goal's waiting for the push here from ZipZip. I think he has spotted him. And will pop his head like is it.
Yep.
Quoting a bit of Limp Bizkit there. It's not something you really want to do every day.
I mean, how many of us actually admit to listening to
Never did.
Limp Bizkit regularly?
Unfortunately, if you were alive in the early 2000s, you had no choice but to be subjected to it.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I mean, they made one or two decent songs. The rest were just pretty much rehashes of the same stuff. I suppose
Indeed.
much could be said about many of the current music acts these days, though.
Oh, geez, dropping our social commentary there. I didn't think I'd be talking about this, but we are talking about a round that is extremely unlikely for xTc to win here, so not certain it requires all that much focus.
Well, I mean, CSGO pistols could change everything.
There aren't any CZs, therefore they don't win the round.
They got P250s, bro. You remember, until relatively recently, that was $300 for a single hit kill.
Cool. There's some kills coming in though, and Neff pulling out the pistol as well. Takes down Viking. Wasn't really a one deagle, it was probably the third shot from the deagle that found the headshot. Gets a bit random when you spam away. And, goals dropped down to 6, but still going to be hanging on to his life. So Zin with the rotate through T-spawn, hoping maybe to find a kill, a gun, something, anything.
Yeah, Zin on a wing and a prayer, and that wing is broken, and that prayer is bad. So doesn't really have much going for him. And even if he does try get sneaky ninja, I doubt he has the time to make it work. So
thought Sticklish was going to shoot his teammate there for a second.
felt like it.
But the bomb does take Zin down there, along with Sticklish helping him out there, escorting him into the afterlife. Interesting chat going on chat going on in chat, actually. That wasn't the finest choice of words I ever
Discussion going on in
discussion in chat, yes. I've had to find a lot of words this week. I have 2 more articles due tonight that I have to do after this game finishes, so
nobody cares about your problems, xTremes. You're the other
no,
writes
but
those articles and
anyway, the chat is interesting from Chris there about how long he's been involved with the CS. Clyde as well, Darkstar, also been around for a long time. I do remember those days of beta, and I think Viking might too. He's been playing CS for a while.
yeah, it's going to remove another member of the old guard, Deviant, going down there. As Nefon tries to sneak his way into mid. He's got that deagle. Does also have a big green weapon on his back. Not required at the moment. And oh, what a reaction as he removes Viking's head in its entirety there.
Yeah, Viking is at least 20 centimeters shorter after that, and might never hit that height bar again.
That was a lovely shot there.
Well, there's Crick doing some work. He is under a lot of pressure here, and he's going to be looking for his cat player to help him out. Shouldn't be peeking here, though, and well, Spaz going to be trying to take the fight. They know exactly where Crick is, and yet it doesn't help. Massacre absolutely destroyed there. ZipZip coming in also. 1v3 situation for Nefan, and he's not going to be able to do it. We are going to the third map. Fantastic work out of xTc there. 16-12 after being beaten down on that first map. Inferno 16-6. Good work from them, and I think Goliath doing a lot to come back, but not quite enough.
Yeah. Good string of rounds there for Goliath, just trying to make a little bit more reasonable. But at the end of the day, they needed to do a lot more than that to pull their arms back.
Yeah, so we're going to grab a quick break, grab some coffee and a snack or whatever. We encourage you to do the same, and if you're enjoying it, like and subscribe, and send me some kind of voucher for a place that I can eat food, because, yeah, CS doesn't pay well. We'll see you guys in a bit.
From far away, but you always knew you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
Tired. I just feel the pressure of the thing that I have in mind. I wanted peace, I wanted to be fine. I wonder why I cannot just sit for a while. I really want to see what it looks like. To have a moment I know that would be mine. When the winds are blow, like a picture of the time. When the future is the home you're looking for. Save me from everything. Tell me where to find my way. I'm just looking for something I can make in another day. 'Cause I'm all done fading away. 'Cause I'm all done. This is what I know, I just keep running. Always working fast and hard, never thinking about now. Believing I'm happy thanks to all the things that I have to try. I wanted peace, I wanted to be can I just sit for a while? I really wanna see what it looks like. To have a moment I know that would be mine. Would be mine. Save me from everything. Tell me where to find my way. I'm just looking for something. I can't make it another thing, 'cause I'm all done fading away. 'Cause I'm all done. This is why I know I just keep running. If I survive, if I am strong, why do I feel I'm never close? But I'll survive and I'll be strong. Save me from everything. Tell me where to find my way. I'm just looking for something. I can't make it another thing, 'cause I'm all done fading away. 'Cause I'm all done. This is why I know I just keep running. I keep running. Oh, 'cause I'm all done fading away. 'Cause I'm
And we are back, and there are sounds and things, and players are ready to go. Pistol round.
Pistol round indeed.
Thanks for everybody who has joined us. This is VS Gaming Masters. It is the third map. Goliath took the first one pretty easily, and things were not so easy for them on the second, with xTc winning it out in the end. Finally, this is Overpass, and I'm not so sure about it for xTc. They used to be great on it in the past, but it hasn't been that good to them recently, and it has been really good to Goliath. So I think they've got to feel confident of closing it out here.
Yeah, the stats that I found is Goliath have won 4. They played 5, won 4, lost 1. I haven't actually got any stats on xTc on this map. And the one round, the one map that Goliath did lose was to what is now Energy Academy.
Yep, a very strong team for an academy team, but Zin, he don't need to be on an academy team. He's an old dog, been around for a while, and showing his experience against the less experienced Sticklish Zin, Zip, sorry, getting goals. Probably one of the most experienced men on the server, getting caught out there. Spaz, one of the young guns, blatting away. Deviant, though, comes in from long. Could find himself, too. Spaz under a lot of pressure.
Well, Vikings holding the cross. He's going to miss. Important shot.
What?
He does get 2 with the turnaround, and Crick is on hand. But, I mean, Vikings started things off terribly. Turns things around. Some spectacular shots at the end.
Very spectacular. They're very simple out of Goliath Gaming, but sometimes simple works really well, and sometimes it makes it too easy for the opposition. And I don't think it necessarily did there. I think that was on those 2 kills from Viking.
Crick is faulty. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that was fantastic. I'm sorry, Viking, if you do watch this back. That was just... Oh, maybe it's too late at night, I don't know, but that is super funny.
It was certainly not something he wants to repeat anytime soon.
Crick, it seems like our order director is absolutely convinced Crick is going to do something. Meanwhile, the B-bomb site is being incurred upon. Deviant's in a very forward position here, and he hasn't been spotted yet. You're going to know where he is now with a kill coming in, and Zip on the angle. Someone gets, well, he gets 2 of them, in fact. Viking also on hand, and it's leaving it in a difficult situation for these 2 T players. Going to be all down to Sticklish, and he walks in slowly and makes it easy for Zin.
Yeah, it's a little bit too easy there for xTc. GG didn't really do a whole lot of anything. Needed to get a couple of flashes in and just swarm the bomb site, but xTc up to the task, and unfortunately Crick didn't do anything with that faulty gun.
Yeah, I'm actually somewhat disappointed. I was hoping to see something exciting out of that gun. We didn't get to see it. Maybe we'll get to see it in this round against Glocks largely. So if they do come his way, it doesn't
It's only
seem
going to
like
be
it.
one. It should be Massacre.
I just want to watch Crick at this point, basically. Please get a kill with this gun. No, it looks like he's bugging out and we're not seeing any of it because I was watching Crick. Zip gets himself 3 on the site there. Then looking to hold off the back lines, finds a headshot on Massacre, and a pretty regulation round should be under the belt. Probably without even anyone dying here.
Yeah, last remaining player is Sticklish on 7 HP. Crick! Yes! There we go.
There we go. I feel vindicated now of having watched him. So we'll be heading into the buy round here. Sorry if I'm going quiet. I'm actually managing to make myself a cup of coffee while commentating. I didn't realize my arms were quite this long. It's
Can we call you an orangutan then?
You probably could. 3-0 at the moment to xTc. Very good start for them. But the AKs come out now, and the buy with the AKs, well, that could sting these 3 FAMASs quite dramatically.
That they could. Interesting that Crick actually decided to upgrade from a shotgun to a FAMAS. Given the position he's playing, I think the shotty wouldn't be beyond the realms a reason to actually just hang on to there.
Like how the AWP is being juggled around, yeah. Meanwhile, Neff getting aggressive. They're moving up long really fast, taking a lot of position, and this is going to catch the CTs out of position completely. Goals being allowed to just terrorize them here. Zin probably needed to take him down sooner. And, well, Goal single-handedly destroying the defense. The offense managed to completely bypass them there. And now it's probably time to just try and hang on to these weapons.
Yeah. xTc does have quite a large bank in the back pocket, so just hang on to these weapons, drop some fairly solid ones in the next round to your teamies, and you can get a couple more buys. So not too shabby at all from the boys of Goliath, and Goals pitching up big time early on in the map.
We've just found out what Zip's sense is. Very important information if you want to play as well as him. 1.77, kids. Not that that means anything.
Right. He's doing a reverse James Bond, though.
Look at that, 7-0-0. Very good performance. We saw some really great performances out of him after he took over the in-game leadership role as well. It seemed to actually help his performances individually, which is kind of paradoxical. But that wasn't really anywhere to be seen yesterday, but today it's back.
Yeah, he actually did pretty damn well on Mirage, to say the least. I think going above 20, 23, I think at the end, 23, 22, somewhere around there. And Zin, I mean, AWP is working out for xTc at the moment. They've been juggling it around, as you said. Spaz has had a turn, Zin's had a turn, and Zip himself. All 3 have looked pretty damn good tonight on the AWP. They haven't had many chances to use it, but it's still looking pretty fine when they do.
Yeah, it's a real boon that 3 of them actually are able to bring up the AWP with such, you'd say, proficiency. I mean, again, you don't think of Spaz as an AWPer, but he's certainly shown some style with it tonight. And in the past for Big 5 as well, towards the end of his tenure there.
Yeah, I mean, he tends to be more of the tripwire style AWPer, where they run across and then you nail them. Whereas Zin and Zip are obviously a hell of a lot more aggressive. I think Zin's probably closest to the balance between the two, but Zip certainly is very much the combat fallen type AWPer.
Yeah, and proving quite successful so far on this map, although he isn't AWPing at the moment. Much more passive out of Goliath, and they're leaving themselves not much time to work with, but Goal's a beautiful entry there before getting traded off. Bomb, however, not quite there, so maybe the push on B slightly mistimed, and they're shooting each other here. I think they're panicking, maybe.
Just a little bit. Communication's a bit off. You'd expect Goals to hit the B side at about the same time that the A side was under attack.
Oh.
That's not happened, as Massacre lands a touchdown there. Fights continue to come through, but trades are not in favor of Goliath at the moment. Sticklish has to win a 1v2, and he's not going to happen. Zip is on hand to shoot him in the back.
Will the demo be available after? I guess you could ask the players. We're on Go TV, so unfortunately...
it's a Below server though, isn't it?
Yeah. So I guess you'd need to find the game on Below somehow.
Players could link it, I would guess.
I'd assume they probably would have access. Maybe just ask the xTc or the GG boys, depending on who you got on your friends list. Meanwhile, the economy not the friend of Goliath at the moment. Neither is the scoreboard. 4-1. They're taking some pain at the moment.
Yeah, Chronic Hackam isn't playing because he is no longer on Goliath. He left at the end of last leg. No, sorry, after ESEA.
Yeah, so for quite some time they're holding trials, trying to get somebody else, and I think Hackam is going to resurface on another roster not too long from now.
Yeah, that is true.
Spaz.
Spaz. No, he's not allowing Nef on to resurface from the underpass there, as Sticklish now has the AK, and he's getting greeted with a whole plethora of grenades.
Oh! Through the smoke. That was, well, rather charitable of Spaz to peek that angle.
Charitable of Masker to return the favor.
So, they're regressing on this B-bomb site here through short. Nobody on the wrap through Monster either, so maybe just deciding not to go here, because of course if you don't have players coming through Monster simultaneously, it's a very tough choke point to get through.
Yeah, it's also multiple more angles to actually watch, whereas if you push out
There we
to Monster here, yeah,
Adjustment
it's
made,
a lot
but
easier to take. Yeah, that's the bad point about Monster, though.
Should have probably looked at the minimap and, well, they're going to get sprayed down by Viking and Zip, obligingly offering themselves up 5-1 here. xTc in a very good lead on the CT side. It is fairly heavily favored towards the CT side, traditionally speaking, although we have at various points in Counter-Strike seen this map run up some big T scores, but we're probably taking it back to 2016 when G2 and SK were the two teams terrorizing each other on this map for that to happen.
2016, yeah.
ESL Pro League Season 1 finals.
ECS Season 2. Zen. Oh, he's going to miss that shot. And looking to grab a second one. Second bite at the cherry. Also going to miss. Zen desperately needs to figure out where his mouth is at the end of this gun, because it's just not working in this round. Crick, though, will spot a couple of players, and that kill will announce his presence. He is going to catch Sticklish, though, and he will run him down. Goals, the next player to drop, and at the moment, it looks... Oh, somebody's not watching long, as Spaz almost caught with his pants down, is caught with his pants down.
That's
you
good,
get to Nef double team him.
Nef has got a deagle, and you know what happens when Nef's got a deagle? He finds the kills. And this is a tough situation. They are quite low, though. Well, he could find the planter, and Viking very smartly peeking at that moment to catch Nef towards long. 4 HP on Deviant. Doesn't seem possible with the HP on these players. Massacre on 3 and now on none. But they made that some hard work, did xTc, and credit to Goliath, though, for getting in their faces and landing those shots.
Yeah, I mean, they got a bomb plant with about, what, $2,000, maybe not even that much invested, so definite win for them. And it'll give them a much better buy going into this round. They should have full utility on all of the players. Maybe can sneak out an AWP if they really feel like it. Massacre's the only one who could, but he'd not have armor, so I don't know.
Yeah, struggling a little bit on the scoreboard. Still landing some impressive kills, but we haven't quite seen the level of carry from Nef that we saw in the previous 2 maps, and I think that's a little bit worrying if that's your win condition.
It is a difficult map for a player to carry on as well. You know, it's Overpass a lot more tactical than the last 2.
Oh! He doesn't actually shoot the player he was going for, did he?
Didn't feel like it.
That was fantastic. Opens the door and is greeted with a brace of players there for Goliath Gaming, and hits the one that he probably shouldn't have hit.
You got to feel for Sticklish there. He seems to be the guy that keeps getting hit behind his, behind his allies the whole time. It's like, why am I the one getting hit by the dirty shots that should be hitting you?
Oh, jeez, it feels so bad when that happens to you in game. Nade possibly landing in someone's breadbasket there towards lows as well. Doesn't seem like it actually did. You should angle out of Craig. He could have maybe found a headshot there, but doesn't. Now they're accelerating towards the side.
Baz tries the double spray down, doesn't quite work out. Masker trades him out there, and all the fights come through. Masker with another fantastic shot, killing Crick. It's a 3 versus 3. The HP is not great for Goliath, though, so it could come back to bite them. Deviant with an absolutely filthy shot through the smoke. He's got ESP. It must be to hit that shot there. Zip's a lot closer than they suspect, and that could come back to bite them here. And it's not going to the Neff on hand to turn things around. But all on Deviant and Massacre in that round. Some fantastic entries, but I must say, the fact that xTc is doing absolutely nothing with A long is really worrying to me, because it's what, 3-4 rounds now that Goliath's gotten right up to the A site before xTc even knows that they're there.
Yeah, they're not watching long very well. Maybe the AWP needs to be stationed there, and unfortunately they're not going to even have the AWP. Money was lower than we might have suspected. Spaz though, he's going to get himself a very nice kill there. Finds the perfect timing and is going to upgrade. Meanwhile, they've pushed off long, and that could catch goals, but no, goals too wily for that.
Well, trades do keep coming through Neff on just running through smoke with a pistol, and that seems to be working just fine for him. Goals, he's going to try and assist, and does in fact assist. Down goes Zip. Sticklish, Goals, and Neff on the last remaining players. It's only Zin. All he's got to show for his efforts is a M4, not even armor, so probably just going to look to save this round.
Yeah, it's probably the better way to do it. Hang on to the value. He's got a couple of flashes as well that could come in handy in future. What the economic situation is like. Actually, yeah, they are in pretty much double save territory at the moment, so might just look to hang on to that, drop it to a player who can afford armor in the next round, and see if they can do some damage. But double save as well, they might as well force around it.
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't either, but
I'd be much happier if
to
xTc just... I'd be much happier if xTc just saved for more utility.
Also feel like they need to maybe do something more with long. So early in the game we did see them taking quite aggressive bathroom control, but they were holding towards that short side of bathrooms and not really...
Yeah, sands, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, they just weren't focusing on long at all, and that's... They weren't holding so far forward anymore, but it just seems in general the grip of long is not really there.
No, it's not. Chronic, he's just out of the team. We don't know whether he left or he was kicked, but he's no longer in Goliath.
Watch for announcements coming of the team that he's in.
Yeah, he hasn't retired. He's in a new team, but the team is not announced yet.
Subtle plug, look for the interview.
Goals just through a molly, okay.
That was some strange stuff, but in they go into the B-bomb site. The plant will come in, and should be pretty comprehensive round here. I don't see any reason why they would be able to lose this unless, well, something crazy happens, and I don't see that. They've got the equipment and the weaponry. It's got to be exits here for xTc.
Yeah, that's about all they can ask for. Make certain that they protect Zin with their lives. Just, just make him the US president. The rest of the team just act as the Secret Service.
To be fair, I don't think the team that Hakim is in has actually announced that they're going to announce anything, so you may be wrong on that. It's not the usual South African esports thing. I think they've been pretty quiet, right?
Yeah.
But we are announcing this game as announcers. That's what they used to call commentators back in the day. So, and what I will be announcing is the buy round here for xTc. No AWPs for them though, and that could potentially be an issue against Neff with that sniper rifle in his hands.
Yeah, Neff hasn't had the best of times on this map as yet, but many rounds ahead for him to do damage, and he certainly has been dishing it out pretty heavily this map, or this evening.
Again, long control, not been punished so far. So why not go for it?
Like, I don't really want to harp on it, but this is something's got to be done, because xTc, you just can't keep giving long up the whole time with no contest. Deviant is going to somehow win a fight that he started 3 seconds later.
Oh, Spaz is under a ton of pressure now. He's possibly going to get run down here if he doesn't have some support from his teammates, and considering there's 5 players around him. 1 kill coming in for Zin, and oh, just biting off a bit more than he could chew with Spaz.
Yeah, I didn't expect the AWP there at the time.
So 4v3 situation, HP low on a couple of these Goliath players, so Zin looking for a fight here, and he will find one, but finds a headshot in return. And that's not going to help them. Numbers dwindling here. Still low HP players, but it's going to require something heroic out of Viking.
Yeah, Viking's going to need to go above and beyond Call of Duty at the moment. Spotted 2 players at the very least, so he now knows it's all up to xTc, who's on that rotate. Does he get there in time, though? He's going to spot the one. He's not going to take the right fight. What? He does actually take the right fight in the end.
Oh my word.
The kill, gets the second shot. What the hell is out of xTc here? He's turning on style. The last remaining player is xTc. Now, xTc is a stand-in, not a typical CSGO player, but he's going to need to play this carefully. He's got some of the biggest brains in CS in South Africa helping him out, though, so they will advise him correctly. He's got to hit the shot, though, and it's not going to happen. xTc turns things around. Fantastic play there by the IGL of xTc.
Jeez, and look at his score at the moment. That is some crazy stuff. According to the... Well, look at that. 15-3 and 13-3, depending on who you believe, right? 13-2. I don't know what's up with the server, man.
It's very, very weird. I really don't know.
Never seen this before, but what we are seeing at the moment is a CT side being won so far by xTc. Money under a ton of pressure, though, considering it came to that 1v3 clutch. But xTc showing he is more than up to the task. Oh, this angle from Neff could catch him.
Zin.
Whoa!
Second time Zin's won that fight. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit worried for GG if Nefon's getting hammered like this. You gotta hope that they find another method of victory, because xTc is just turning it on at the moment, and he gets a second. xTc, he's had enough games tonight. He really wants to go to bed early. Deviant, though, is turning things around, but it's gonna need to be an ace if he wants to pull this through. So can the old master do it? He's not going to get a second chance against Zin, though.
Jeez, that was some amazing work out of xTc again. Just for the record. Now the service is 15-2. Let's see what if it agrees with that. 17-3. I don't even know, man. What is this?
Let's just go by the scoreboard. It's simple.
We'll go by the scoreboard, 15-2. I'm going to start disregarding what the individual player models say. Meanwhile, the scoreboard is telling us 8-4 here. And, jeez, I don't think necessarily what GG would have expected. This map's usually home territory for them, but they are playing with a sub, so we do need to take that into account. And Neff not been having the same degree of luck on this map that we saw out of him. I don't know if it was luck, though. It was supreme displays of skill, but he's being shut down at the moment.
Yeah, clearly this map just doesn't agree with Neff's playstyle. They did play a little bit of when he was still in energy, but not really the kind of map that I think suits how he tends to play. So, as I said, it's just a little bit worrying for GG that he's now gone quiet. The rest of the team hasn't really stepped up, and it's getting to dark days. 9-4 if this round plays out as it should, but I mean, if it goes to 11-4, it's going to be difficult for GG to pull it through. Oh, Deviant is going to spot Viking, who's taking a couple of chances. xTc, though, continues to rain down the punishment on Goliath.
Nearly headshot his teammate there, though, but thankfully the one thing that he did miss was the team kill, so credit to him. Another kill for xTc. They're feeding him at the moment.
Yeah. Certainly not going to say no. If you're going to keep feeding him cupcakes, he's definitely going to be eating them all.
If he keeps eating cupcakes, I don't think Rachel's going to go out with him anymore. Don't want a fat guy.
I mean, at this rate, yeah, it's not doing too shabbily. He's on 4 kills, on 3 kills, and Massacre just I just don't want to be near xTc right now. I'll pick somebody else.
Yeah, it feels like it's inevitable that xTc's going to get this kill. He's just gorging themselves on the entrails of his enemy's Viking style, right? Oh, team kill.
Some kills. And xTc still gets a kill in the end.
Yeah, that's just crazy. xTc there with a 4K at the moment.
I think I know why Zin killed Spaz there, to make certain that xTc got the kill.
You're just like, no.
Only reason.
No.
Yeah, it's like, no.
My boy Rickus is getting it.
Yeah. He's 19-2.
What the hell? Quite the performance from, well, the former Flipside Orpha. That's what he did for years and years. Felt like he was never going to leave there. Unfortunately, Flipside no more. And xTc is the team where Viking and Zin have been forever, and it feels like they're never going to leave. And he's here now. So will it be another two-year run with this team?
I don't know. I mean, at this rate, would you really want to let him go?
No, definitely not. He's really blossomed since taking up the leadership role, and I definitely ahead of that. I don't think you are. You know, if asked, is Zip going to be a great in-game leader or not, we probably would have said, nah, I don't know. You know, you look at his style of AWPing, that very combative AWPing style, usually indicates a highly aggressive player. And usually those sorts of players aren't the guys who are doing all the thinking in the rounds, and he's certainly proved us wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that xTc's looked a lot better than it did under Zin at points last year.
Yeah, they had a few issues. Like, I think what we always used to see about them previously was if Zin was playing well, xTc was doing bad, and if xTc was doing well, Zin wasn't doing well because he's like putting all his thought towards leading the team, and unfortunately that does mean that your team sort of rises and falls based on how the in-game leader's doing. Yeah, meanwhile the in-game leader is certainly on the ascendant, and the spy for Goliath Gaming not so good.
Nah, not really. Once again, though, xTc not really doing anything with long. Zin does seem to be holding a pretty passive angle, to be fair. They have decided to do something now. Looks like we got a boost going there as well, so just trying to be a little bit more proactive in their defense of A long.
Good to see the adjustment coming in, maybe a little late in round 14. Meanwhile, Goals getting the entry, and you might find 2-year while fully flashed actually roasts. That was some, I wouldn't say luck, because they definitely dropped that, but Spaz on the angle. He could get punished by Sticklish, but you can see Sticklish a little bit timid to maybe take the fight. Maybe another player would have gone for it there, so Spaz dealing some damage here, and he probably should have been long dead already.
As he should have. Spaz somehow just stays alive forever, doesn't suspect the third player. That'll be Deviant coming in with that very, very late push, and Zip continues his form, grabs another one, Zin chiming in as well. And Goliath are just running into a shredder at the moment, and it is just eating them up all day long.
Andrew, I dare you on your next cast to say that when you cast xTc. I want to be there for that. 10-4 at this stage, and it looks like it's going to be 11-4 based on the buy from GG. Not the end of the world for them. This is a fairly CT favored map. They can get 5 here. Even 4 is not totally the end, but they'd need to get the pistol.
Yeah, and I mean at this stage, I don't know. I don't really want to be up against Zip anytime soon on this map at the moment. He's a monster. He's an absolute beast. Nightmare incarnate, basically. As Viking, cheeky angle, gets the kill there on Sticklish. There's still 4 versus 4, so not beyond the realms of possibility for Goliath to win, but highly unlikely.
Neff coming alive, yeah.
Wow.
Gets his second. Very nice work on the angle.
Neff just slayed the dragon.
Yeah, he did. Zip has looked somewhat immortal in this half so far. Neff looked very much like that on the previous 2 maps. They need him to show up. Maybe this is the round where he finally does. And they managed to bring out a 10-5. I think a 10-5 is almost a victory for them, considering the pain that they've been taking.
Yeah. xTc Zin is up close and personal with goals, and uses that almost like a shotgun. Shoots him all the way back into next week.
Oh, Massacre comes in and does some work after Spaz did even more work. Bringing it into 1v1, actually somewhat unexpectedly, and Massacre in a good position to clutch it out. He's shown some real clutch form in this particular game. Hasn't really come alive too much in the actual buy rounds, but now in the clutch, we know what he can do.
I don't know why Massacre actually threw the flash. That kind of gives away where he will be. So Zin doesn't have the time. He's actually gonna just commit. And does Massacre guess that this is gonna happen to him? 1 second. Got a feel for Massacre there. There's no way he could have suspected that, but I mean that's just driven the nail further into the coffins of Goliath Gaming on this map.
I feel like what just happened there is one of those stereotypes that isn't true, that pros don't fake. Because they most definitely do, but that's actually happened I think 3 times in this game so far, where players have held it down and the other player has thought they're not going to. So fortunately Massacre on the receiving end of it that time in 11-4. xTc in an extremely strong position here.
Yeah, if they win this pistol, they should be home and away for a victory on the map. spiking, actually messing up the jump. It's not going to bother him too much, though, as Goliath's actually heavily stacked the B bomb site. Nothing towards the A area, and, well, Stickerlish has got a whole world of work to do. He's going to get himself to safety for the moment, but that's not going to be for long as he does eventually go down. Crick spamming him in the face. Goals trying to take fights, and Crick wins another one at range with a Glock.
Only the reply from Massacre, with that flash coming in at the nick of time to keep Massacre at bay, though. But he's going to get a second. Trying for a third before Zin puts him down. Neff coming in. 2v2 situation. 2v1 now. And Zip, the hero player, he's out in the open and he's going to get caught by Deviant. Goliath Gaming pull that out of the fire here to take the pistol round.
Yeah, fantastic pistol round there. Massacre doing huge amounts of work to get those 2 kills, and then followed up by Deviant and Nefon also chiming in. So great work. Stickerlish, I think, surviving that long just bought them an extra second or two to get rotations better in place, because if he goes down instantaneously there, would have been a bit of a problem for the Goliath guys.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd actually be on a third map where xTc are looking to be in relative control of the game after what we saw in map 1. It kind of felt like it would be a 2-0 and an early night, right?
Oh, by reputation, certainly. But CS doesn't often care too much about reputation, as Stickerlish would have heard something. He's going to win the fight there against Spaz. Zin's also gone down, and Crick does sort of give away the game that they're going long. They might have been able to get into a plant here. They might still be able to do it. Zip going to run in, charge down, push those numbers, as that'll be that. Crick, this is turning into a potential round for xTc here, and this would be one hell of a round for Goliath to lose. It would completely shatter them. 2 players, low HP, no armor. They do have some dangerous weapons at these close angles. And Zip, oh, he's got a P250. This could be the death of Massacre. It is going to be the death of Massacre. And Zip once again pulls out the hero plays. Goals, he's going to need to go above and beyond. He's got the first kill, needs the second. Crick holding the angle, It's got the angle, It's got the head. He's got the win for xTc, 12-5. And Goliath are in dire straits now.
Wow, that is some crazy stuff. That should not have happened. But that kill from Crick with the CZ there towards bathrooms, I think that as Neff went down, that was almost the death knell of the round. And well, they still had a lot of work to do in the site there, considering the low HP from those two players. But geez, xTc pulled it out. So Goliath in very, very difficult situation now, and you definitely don't envy them.
Yeah, 1 foot in the grave, and the grave digger that is Zip is on the hunt for them at the moment. First point of contact will be in those bathrooms, it seems, as Neff, the man holding up close, falling back for the moment. xTc just clearing all the angles, don't want to get caught out like they just did to Goliath.
There's a Crick getting himself a cheeky kill there on Deviant, a little bit caught unawares. We do thank all of you that have joined us tonight. VS Gaming Masters, last game for xTc of this particular leg. Goliath still got a few more to go. Viking tapping away though. Catching goals and dropping him pretty low. And Viking doing the right thing to thread the needle there while flashed and avoid Neff potentially. 12-5.
Can still get the kill.
I think Neff's going to get the kill here. In fact, he's so reliable with those pistols. First bullet accuracy from Neff is something to behold.
Yeah, he has been very, very good tonight. A little bit quiet on this map, as we mentioned multiple times. So, a little bit scary. Massacre being cheeky, but Spaz checks the angle anyway. Spaz runs in like a freight train and carts all of Goliath to a loss.
Wow, this is one for the books, guys. Not what we would have expected at all. Coming into Overpass, I definitely would have favored Goliath. We do need to, of course, mention Goliath are playing with a stand-in. But if you've been with us all evening, we've probably said that a bunch of times. And if you just joined us, we appreciate you for showing up to catch the end of this. Certainly been really exciting. And if you're new to the channel, give it a subscribe. Plenty more CS casts coming your way. Maybe I'll even do more videos. I haven't done those in a while.
Haven't upset enough people, I guess.
No, I haven't. I haven't been threatened yet. Like somebody's going to beat me up at a LAN. It's been at least 6 months.
Well, winning then, I guess. Yeah, I must say, following on what Andrew is saying in chat, if you think about where xTc was yesterday, this is a worldly performance from them.
Jeez, this is so different to yesterday. Like after that first map, I missed the first half of Inferno just because. Oh, sorry, Mirage, just because it was such a beatdown on Inferno that I just thought there's no way. This is some serious fortitude to come back from a day like yesterday, because they just looked bad yesterday against.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody.
even the Inferno game tonight, what, 16-6, and they got 1 round on T side. So the fact that they've turned it around as well as they have here is, I mean, it's magnificent play from xTc, and certainly you hope they can continue it. Zip gets a bit of his own punishment there as Goals shoots him in the face. Viking turns it around quickly, and it's all up to Massacre at this point.
Push off long happening simultaneously, and I don't know if that player is necessarily going to succeed with the USP as Sticklish. They are looking the other way though, and he nearly bottles it after he missed the first shot, but he'll get punished in the end, leading it into a 3v2 at this situation. Neff got the AK, so he can still be dangerous here, but the support from his teammate might be a little bit lacking considering the USP. I don't know. Oh, Viking swapping weapons. Sorry, I just thought for a second that he was only on a Glock.
Yeah, Neff is lurking. This could be a bit of a surprise for Crick. I don't think he'll expect the AK, and Nefon certainly does remind him of the power of that weapon. Deviant, oh, this is cheeky. He needed to get the kill though. Doesn't get it. Gets the headshot. Spaz turns things around, and that could result in the win on this round, as Neff is now in a 1 versus 2 on the B site and doesn't really have any good position.
I was just going to say, you got a smoke on your back, Viking. You need to use it, and he does. Doing the right thing there. Planting open though.
That is...
yeah, that's big balls.
Yeah. He's setting off some metal detectors right now, is Viking, with that plant.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done it.
No. Especially not given the position that Spaz is holding.
Yeah, that is just asking for trouble, but I think Neff on 16 HP didn't do what he'd usually do, which is burst through the smoke there. So he's going to just look to hang on to that AK, considering the HP doesn't have a kit either, and that's going to be 14-5, so things are looking rather different to what I expected. Yeah, I've said that a few times, and I'm still in a little bit of disbelief.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, like I said, I don't have full stats on how many times xTc has played this map.
Oh, that was fortunate for Neff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have full stats on how many times xTc's actually played the map. The 2 times they played it in ESEA Season 27, I think they won both. But Goliath, that, from what I know, that they're 4 wins, 1 loss on this map. So, I mean, that's pretty solid to say the least.
Yeah,
Goliath does not lose this map very often.
Not often. I mean, they used to try it quite a bit last year against Energy and came short a few times and then got good on it. But going in through the tunnel here are xTc. They managed to get ahead of the molly as well. So entry power there from Zip. Massacre with the reply, but he's not going to be around for much longer. Spaz with the support. Molly's flying in to deny the plant. Goals, if he finds a lucky shot here through the smoke, it could help them on this retake.
Yeah, Crick is holding this angle, and I don't think Stickers checks it. Either way, it's not going to matter. Crick takes his head clean off with that bullet.
Jeez, that was a nice shot from Crick. Beautiful high kick as well from Sticklish. Great form.
Yeah. Certainly.
There's some kills happening. Auto director wrecking us. We're not seeing it, but Crick is the man. And he's ready for this. Neff in a 2v1 situation with an AWP. And that is not the weapon you want to be on.
Problem is he doesn't have a kit either, so it's really tricky for him here. He's going to do what he can. He's going to fake it. And they're going to send Zip in first. I mean, it's form Zip in. It's not going to matter too much anyway. Crick finishes off the kill, but again, xTc, just perfect play there in Goliath. Well, I mean, we said that they're in dire straits right now. They're staring down the barrel of a 104mm gun. It's not going to be a pretty sight if this goes badly.
Oh, we're in Germany. It's an 88mm Rheinmetall, right?
No.
No World War II references. So the buy here out of GG, not so good. And not so good if Neff's going to catch a nade. Doing his best to catch it, but doesn't quite. Meanwhile, he's going to be returning the favor, potentially. He's in a bit of trouble here at this sort of range, and that is just not going to work for him. Zip continuing here with his ridiculous form.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the biggest pity for Zip here is that he won't be able to make 30.
Yeah, this is actually a very abbreviated third map, right?
Yeah, super abbreviated. Deviant, cheeky close
Oh.
angles. Spaz just ducks under the bullets though and shoots him.
Spaz.
Last remaining player is Sticklish in a 1 versus 5. Goliath have been comprehensively thumped on the third map tonight. Must be said, as we've mentioned probably too many times, Sticklish is a stand-in, but I think even with a full lineup, Goliath does not look like a great team at the moment on this map.
Yeah, that is not what I expected at all. And like Andrew's saying in chat there, yesterday they got absolutely destroyed by WRG, and that is not what we just saw there.
Not even close.
So if we go over to the log at the moment, it won't be updated yet, of course. They just played their 7th game, did XTC, so that's taking it to 7 plus 3 points. That puts them on 17. So they'll actually be top of the log briefly, which is, again, not what we would have expected. And for Goliath Gaming, that would have been their first. They'd get 1 for the loss. That would put them on 11, so they'd still be in 6th place, which...
and Goliath's biggest problem is that they play Big 5 next.
Yeah, that could
and
actually be a
XD
problem.
at some point. So...
I think they should have XD, but with the sub, I'd be a little bit worried against B5 potentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I guess we'll have to see. But it's certainly been an exciting night of CS. That we've seen all sorts of stuff. MVP for me for the night would have gone to Neff if Goliath had won it. But after that performance from Zip, it can't go to anyone else, can it?
Yeah, I mean, massive change from yesterday. He was very much a missing member of the team last night. And the fact that he consistently performed over all 3 maps. I mean, the first one he was okay. In the second one, he was one of a number of players to do pretty well. But the third, I think that'll just push him over the edge there. Monstrous performance in the critical game.
Yeah, some superb work, really exciting stuff, and we do appreciate you guys for joining us. It's been VS Masters, the final game for XTC of the leg. Goliath's still got a couple more to come, and we'll probably try and cover those for you if we can. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, guys. I've been at Xtremes, and it's been Profeci with me. If you've been enjoying it, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and follow us on Twitter, so you know all about the action coming your way from VS Masters and all of the other competitions. I think the next thing for us is ESL Southeastern Europe on Sunday. That'll be from 3 o'clock on the ESL SEC channel. In the meantime, I think that's us, Prof?
That is us indeed. Thanks very much for watching, gents, and cheers. Enjoy. Cheers, ladies, as well.
I feel like I'm running, getting nowhere. Can't stop.